Hello and welcome to session 3 of Global Sources Virtual Summit. Today we've got a fantastic lineup. We're doing a panel discussion with Tim Jordan, Norm Farrar, and Kevin King. If you are an Amazon seller, if you're in the e-commerce space, you do not want to miss this panel discussion. But first of all, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much, Amazon Social and Gemba, for sponsoring and partnering with Global Sources Summit. And let's quickly take a look at a short video about both of these sponsors. Thank you so much, Gemba, for sponsoring Global Sources Summit. Now, if you're looking to source products from China or develop a new product from scratch, Gemba is a great option, and definitely download their free ebook on key supply chain trends in 2022. Now, let's take a look at a video from Amazon Social. Now, Amazon Social is running a free workshop on social media for e-commerce, so definitely check it out, join the workshop. They're a great agency if you're looking for somebody to manage your e-commerce social media activities. Okay, quick reminder, if you have not already done so, please register at globalsources.com/summit so that you can get all of the slides that the speakers have been presenting over here, and so that you can also get all of the replays of all of the sessions throughout the 3 days. And you can also get to join our private Telegram group. So definitely register at this URL over here. Okay, so now what I want to do is I just want to spend about 5 minutes talking about global sources and how you can source products via global sources. Now, yesterday I gave a bit of an introduction and I told you about global sources and how they're basically focused on O2O. So offline to online. And they have a website, so you can source via globalsource.com. And they also host exhibitions in Hong Kong twice a year. And so what I want to do now, I want to share my screen, go to the Global Sources website, and just give you a tour of the website and show you some of the key features that you can find on the website and how you can source products, find suppliers on the website. So let's just take a quick tour of the Global Sources website. So this is globalsources.com. And once you're here, there are two ways that people usually source products. One, they might have a specific product in mind and they want to search for suppliers. So in that case, you come over here and you search for the product that you're looking for, or you search for suppliers of that specific product. The other way is to discover products. Maybe you're not sure what you're looking for, what you want to source, what you want to sell, but maybe you're just looking for inspiration. So Global Sources offers both options. You can come here, search for a supplier, search for a product, and you can also look at some of the sections on the website to actually get inspiration and see what's trending out there from China specifically. So there's this one section called Analyst Choice that I want to highlight. And this is basically, we have a team of analysts who are keeping track of the key trends of new products that are being launched in the market, and they are featuring products from Global Sources advertisers over here in this Analyst Choice section. So these products are unique products, new products that are noteworthy. And so you'll see this Analyst Choice section over here. And then also when you're searching for products on Global Sources, you'll see this Analyst Choice logo on some of the products. And that basically means that these products have been vetted by an analyst. So look for this gold seal over here with AC. And once you go into the Analyst Choice section, you can also browse by product category. You'll see all of the different products over here. You can go into specific categories if you'd like, and just take a look at some of the cool products that are in the market. So these products basically, our analysts at Global Sources are looking at these products and they are highlighting these products over here. The other section that I want to point out is top 20 products by category. This is another way to basically discover new products or discover interesting, innovative products from suppliers in China specifically. And this is an automated list that is based on basically demand from buyers. So there are a number of different buyer behavior factors that are taken into consideration by the algorithm. And this is a system generated ranking based on the number of clicks a particular product is getting or the number of inquiries that a particular product is receiving. So you can, again, you have all of the different categories over here, and you can go into any specific category and see what is trending. So there are two categories: top 20 most popular and then top 20 hot new releases. So new releases are basically products that have been recently published on the website, and most popular are basically products that are receiving a lot of inquiries regardless of when they were published on the website. So again, I mean, not all of these products are like new to the market as such. This basically means that they are new to global sources. And but if you still browse through these lists, you might find some inspiration for new products. So that's definitely worth checking out as well. And then you can also, if you want, you can directly place orders for some products on the Global Sources website. So take a look at the section Ready to Order. Now, not all products on Global Sources are available for ready to order, but some of them are. So if you take a look at this Ready to Order section, you can see all of the products by category. Go into any specific category, see if there's something that you like. Oh, look at that. Squid Game toys. This is pretty popular nowadays. So you can see, if there are any products that you're interested in over here. As you're browsing the website, as you're searching for suppliers and products, you'll also be able to see the items that are available for this ready to ship category, and then you can place orders directly via the Global Sources website. So you can click on Start Order, you can make the payment over here, and the entire order placement is basically done on the Global Sources website. Okay, now what I want to do real quick is show you how to search for a product and how to send an inquiry, and just give you some tips on what information to include when you're sending an inquiry. So let's say I'm searching for TWS earbuds, which is basically true wireless earbuds. So I do a search over here, and after doing the search, there are two ways of finding, or there are two different options that are available after you do a search. One is a product list, and the other is a supplier list. And of course, there's also hot products from our exhibitors. So exhibitors, these are companies that have actually exhibited at Global Sources exhibitions. But I would focus on these two lists, product list and supplier list. Now, if you know what you're looking for, if you have a very clear idea of the specifications, the products that you want, then you go into supplier list. Because I always recommend to focus on the supplier's capability. If you're looking for a specific product, try to look for a supplier that specializes in that category, that has done a lot of export orders in that specific product, and you'll have a better experience. There'll be fewer quality issues if you do that. So once you're in the supplier list, there are a couple of things that you can do. One is, if you're looking to source only from manufacturers, only from factories, then I would select this option over here, verified manufacturers. Now, what does verified manufacturers basically mean? This means that all of these suppliers have a certificate from the government that they have a factory. Now, doesn't necessarily mean that they produce all of the products in-house, because sometimes suppliers produce some products in-house and then they outsource some of the others. But if, for example, the supplier is only making Bluetooth headphones, for example, then it's more than likely they're producing all of those headphones in-house. But if they're making two different product categories, then maybe they might be outsourcing some of the products in their product line. So just keep that in mind. But verified manufacturers means that they do have a factory, and this has been confirmed by Global Sources, by a third-party agency, in fact. So you know that they are definitely a factory. So I would do that. And then this is basically one row for each supplier. And you can get a really good idea of what they do and what they specialize in. Now you can look at this headline over here, and this headline is actually carefully written, and it is written by the supplier, and it's also reviewed by a team at Global Sources. So this really tells you what the supplier wants to highlight about themselves, or what's their USP. So this company offering a one-stop headphone and earphone solution for over 26 years. So that's their USP. That's what they are basically positioning themselves as, that hey, we've been doing this for 26 years, so we're very experienced in this. They've also been a Global Sources advertiser for 21 years. So this is definitely a very established company, and they have exhibited at 8 of the Global Sources trade shows. So again, really well established company. And it looks like they have 44 matching products to the product that I have searched for, and the full catalog has 923 products. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to click through this and take a look at what other products this company makes, because again, as I said, when you're sourcing a product, you want to look for a supplier that specializes in the product category that you make. So you can look at the product list and you'll see all of the different products, and see all of them are Bluetooth speakers and headphones. So definitely this company specializes in this category. Then you can also see their company information, their business registration profile, factory tour, R&D, quality management, trading services, all of those things. You can see what trade shows they have exhibited at. And then here you see all of their main product categories. Now let's say I want to, I'm interested in this sort of a TWS headphone. So let me just see if, okay. So let's say I'm interested in this one. Can you still see my screen? No. Just give me a second. I need to change to a different tab. Okay. So let's say I want to inquire about this specific product. Now what I do is, first of all, I can see information about the product over here at the bottom, and then I can also see some videos and photos about the product, and I click on the Inquire Now button. And once I click on the Inquire Now button, there is a message that you can send to the supplier over here. And usually, some people will send very short messages and just say that, hey, we are looking for we're interested in this product, what's the price? But I have worked with Global Sources for 20 years. I know what kind of messages suppliers are looking for. And they are basically, just as we are vetting suppliers, suppliers are also vetting buyers. So you've got to be careful about what you write, because this is your first impression to the supplier. And you don't want to come across as somebody who's a total newbie. And you want to give them enough information for them to be able to respond to you. But at the same time, you don't want to give them too much information as well, because that will overwhelm them. So what I would do is, first of all, introduce yourself. It's very important for suppliers to know which country you're from, so that they can know if you're a good match for them or not. So first of all, talk about which country you're from, what types of products do you sell, and then specify what exactly you're looking for. You don't have to give a lot of detail over here, but just talk about the main points, the highlights, and the key specifications that you're looking for. And then list in a few bullet points what are the main things that you're looking for. And these are the things that will help you qualify suppliers. So these are the questions that are important to you, and these are the questions that you will send to all suppliers in order to determine if a supplier is right for you or not. And then you can also offer to add them on WeChat, because of course WeChat is very popular in China. So that's sort of a template for an RFI that I would recommend. Not too long, not too short, just enough to give the right information to the supplier. Okay, so let me see if there are any questions. If there are any questions about globalsources.com, let me know in the chat. And if not, then we're going to get started with our first session, which is about e-commerce in 2022. So let me just take a look. I don't see any questions in the chat, so I'm going to invite my panelists. I've got Tim Jordan and Kevin King, and I've got Norm Farrar. Norm, do you want to turn on your video? There you are. Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Doing well. Thank you so much.
Put me on the camera with these two guys, man. I look bad.
If you'd at least throw a little stuff.
Put on a little bit of makeup, or something. Or my contacts or something, man.
Awesome. Cool. So really looking forward to our discussion today. And, 2022 is going to be a very interesting year for e-commerce and Amazon. But before we get started, let's do quick intros. So Tim, do you want to go first? Tell people what you do.
Yeah, my name's Tim Jordan. I'm an online seller and stay involved in the community with a lot of various events and networking stuff. I do some consulting for some service providers in the space, and I have a podcast that I host called the AM/PM Podcast.
Awesome. Norm.
All right, my name's Norm Farrar. Tim left out that I am his partner. That's okay.
Business partner.
That's
Business
okay. But, anyways, I've been in e-com for quite some time in the 90s. Been involved with a bunch of different businesses kind of related to e-com, and I'm an Amazon seller. I also have a few different service businesses that I help Amazon sellers with. And that's about it. And I'm also, like I said, co-founder or co-owner of Private Label Legion, and I have a podcast called Lunch with Norm.
Awesome. Kevin.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a day or two. I sell some stuff. I try to help some people. I'm Tim's best student and Norm's best protege.
There we go.
Perfect. And of course, you've got the best Amazon course out there, right? You forgot to mention that.
It's a good one, yeah. It's called,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Well, let's start with something that people have been, talking about for in 2021 as well, and that is diversification. And there's so much happening in terms of, supply chain disruption in China or all the craziness with Amazon, and diversification has been a buzzword in 2021, and I think it's going to continue to be important in 2022 as well. So I want to ask each of you, what do you think is important in terms of diversification, whether it's diversification of channels, of products, of sourcing markets? So I think diversification is something that Amazon e-commerce sellers should be looking at in 2022. And what does that really look like for all of the Amazon sellers? So Tim, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I guess I can rattle off a couple, then you guys can fix my mistakes and correct my wrongs. But I think that really we could come up with a list of 50 different ways that we need to differentiate, right? That differentiation can be through the types of marketing that we do to find blue ocean. It can be through the marketplaces that we sell on, the places that we sell in, the types of products that we sell, a ton of stuff. For me, I think that, of the whole list of things that I'm focusing on right now is different ways of marketing, right? If we look at things like the Facebook pixel changes and the laws requiring less, or the laws allowing less, maybe invasive tracking, things like that. We can't all use the same Facebook and Instagram and Google ads that we've been doing. We need to find creative ways to reach audiences through influencer marketing or like TikTok and different areas of social media. So diversifying the way that we're running ads. I also really advocate diversifying the type of product research that we do, right? And so we're talking about specifically about Amazon or e-commerce in general. When we're trying to sell products that are profitable, we can't sell the same thing that everybody else is selling, right? It becomes a race to the bottom. It becomes too competitive. And if we're doing product research the same way that everybody else is doing product research, we're going to keep finding the same products. So I'm really diversifying the way in which I do research to find those opportunities that maybe not everybody else is looking at.
Yeah, I think when you say diversification, probably the first thing people are thinking of is I can't have all my eggs in one basket. I don't want to be I don't want to be just on Amazon. And it used to be that the aggregators that are out there only wanted Amazon type of businesses that, if you're trying to build a business to sell. But a lot of them now are looking beyond that. And a lot of them are actually realizing, hey, this Amazon thing is great, but we got to do a little bit more than that. And they're adding some extra value now. If you have an establishment on Walmart, if you have Shopify, not in every single case, but in a lot of cases. But the problem is Amazon is such a good thing, and it's so you can make so much and really get started there. People a lot of times diversify too soon. They're like, oh, I can't have all my eggs in one basket. So they start doing Amazon, then they start doing Shopify, then they start doing Walmart. And master Amazon first and then expand out. I saw someone today on I think it was the Helium 10 forum, said, hey, I throw in the towel. I've been doing this for 2 years. On Amazon, I'd give up. It's just too competitive. I'm giving Amazon too much of my money. I'm just going to go to my own website where I don't have to give Amazon all this money. And I can and spend all this money on the advertising and just focus on that. That's a fool because it doesn't work that way. I mean, it's a whole different business model to go out to Shopify. There's some similarities with Walmart and Amazon that these two guys know quite a bit about, but there's still a lot of differences. And so that's where a lot of people make a mistake, is doing it too soon. But I do think it's something that you should be looking at, because there are things besides Amazon. And like Tim said, diversifying the way you're choosing products, diversifying your sourcing. A lot of people have, then China is where everybody goes pretty much. I mean, Vietnam and India and a few places, but China, there's a reason for that. You know, in the last 30 years ago, people didn't go to China. They went to Taiwan. They went to other countries. China really built the infrastructure. The government really supported. All the wheels are greased. It's just so easy to get out of China. But that's starting to change. It's going to be something that's going to evolve over probably the next 10 or 20 years. It's not going to be an overnight thing. But a lot of people need to start looking outside of China, not only because of tariffs, and because of government regulations, and because of some of the attitudes of Chinese sellers where they're doing some things, but looking into Vietnam, looking into India, looking into Latin America. I think Mexico, or not just Mexico, but Latin America, with Mexico as the main leader, and all the way down to Colombia, is actually, in 10 years from now, if they don't mess this up, they could be the next China, or China 1A, and so a lot of people are looking to that for low cost production, but still the problem is a lot of raw materials still come out of Asia. And that goes for Europe as well. You know, there's a lot of good stuff in Europe. So I think diversifying there, and that goes back to Tim's point on product selection, product diversification, you can do some really cool stuff if you find products from other places, other artists, other manufacturers that aren't going to be quite the same as what everybody is used to. You can really differentiate that way.
Great. Norm, do you want to add to that?
They left me dust. So, all right. So, just kind of talking about what Tim is saying, more marketing. So marketing right now is everything. If you can go out and get your list, or if you can drive people over to your Shopify site or whatever site you're using and get those emails and start marketing. I was on a call today, and there was a person that had gathered emails, 180,000 or 280,000 emails, and never did an email campaign, never. And that's just a killer. That's you in a case like that, just imagine being able to not go to Amazon, or go to Amazon, but you could outsell. I'm working with a company right now that what is it? It's 5% of their sales are on Amazon, and 95% it's off Amazon, and this is an 8-figure company, and they would love to beef up their Amazon sales, but it's just not a product that's suited for it. But SMS is killing it right now. Great open rates. If you do a proper email campaign and you structure it right, great great open rates. Also, you can take a look. There's other ways to drive traffic, and it's too long to get into, but people are using chatbots now with Facebook and Instagram opening up theirs. Every time you open up a story on Instagram, you could drive people over to your chatbot and get them into that funnel. Lots of things to do. But the other thing too is we're talking about private label. There's other models that you can use, like wholesale. Like, I don't know if you know Todd Snively, but he's just a master of wholesale. I think he does 9 figures a year just selling wholesale products. It's a different model, but it works. And then you've got, just drop shipping models and all sorts of different ones. If this doesn't suit you, get into something that does. Get into print on demand. In Etsy right now, I know people that are killing it over on Etsy on just print on demand, and bringing in products and getting them done themselves. The other thing that I'd like to talk about, and this is kind of strange, it's kind of going backwards, but there's a lot of mom and pop shops out there that if you can target those mom and pops and go into retail, not away from retail, there's a huge opportunity. And the one thing going for them is they pay up front. They pay with a credit card. So it's not a problem with cash flow. So those are a few things that I came up with. That's my dust.
Yeah, there's like Fair.com that specializes in a lot of those smaller sites that you can go with. And like Tim and Norm said, all business comes down to 2 fundamental things. It's marketing and innovation. That's, if you break down the core of any business, whether it's Apple, whether it's Exxon, whether it's some guy selling on Amazon, it's marketing and innovation. You need to master and focus on those two things if you want to get ahead. And another source, like Norm was saying, all the different sources for the marketing, like with email lists, one that people overlook so bad right now, and it's a lot of it's a generational thing, is direct mail. Direct mail in the United States, at least, is still huge. It's not nearly as cluttered. It has a stigma to it because it's junk mail, but so is that stupid ad that just came across your Facebook feed that you just skip right over. That's junk spams. So is that email. So there's a lot of junk in there, but if you target correctly, it's not junk. It's actually relevant. And direct mail can be a lot cheaper actually than any other form of advertising if you do it right. And it can be highly effective because there's not all the clutter that there used to be, or the clutter that's on social media. And so that's where a lot of people, you might not get a lot of sales through mail. I mean, I have a business where, I just got, these are called checks. For those of you that don't know, these are not my checks. These are checks from customers that mailed these in to me today. They didn't go online and place an order. They didn't go and use their credit card. They sent these old-fashioned checks. I got to stamp the back and take it to the bank, put them in, or nowadays you can actually shoot a picture of them and send it. But that still works, and people overlook all these things. There's so many ways besides just what the latest shiny object is to make money. And this business where I just showed you those checks, I've been doing that business for 25, almost 30 years. And so a lot of these customers are repeat customers. I have a mailing list, like 13,000 guys that buy every year. I just send out to them. It's like automatic cash every year. I market to them. And if I want to promote a product on Amazon, because I put it up on there, I send a section of them and say, hey, you can buy it from me, send in your check, or go to my website. I have a website where they can buy it, and they have to pay shipping and handling. They have to pay $9.95 shipping and handling on the item on top of the price. Or go to Amazon, use your Prime account, use this, and search for this, or use this link and buy it, and it launches the product instantly. So that's what cultivating a list and a customer base is critical, and deciding what you're going to be is critical as well, so you can do that.
That's amazing. I'd never thought of direct mail and checks. Do people still use checks? That's amazing.
These came today. This is not
well,
like
these,
yeah. These today. They range from $10. There's one here for $280. And these are not from businesses. These are from individual people. Yeah, people.
That's amazing.
Money orders. I mean, see, people go, this guy.
Norm's talking, but he's muted. I love that.
This guy went to the bank and actually got a money order. Stood in line at the bank and actually got a money order and paid $3 to send this. How much is this? This is a $10 money order. And mailed it in. It's still there, but $10 several hundred times a week is real money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
so
what's 3% charge on this, or 4% credit card fee? These go in the bank, and I have an account where as long as we don't go over a certain limit, they're free to deposit. Some banks charge you per item, but, so yeah, there's lots of stuff out there that people just don't think about.
That's awesome. And so how would people use direct mail? I mean, would you just send catalogs, or is there, something specific? Because if you just send a catalog, it tends to get lost, right? So what advice, what tips do you have for that?
No, I'm sorry, Michael. The catalog doesn't get lost. You look at a company like Frontgate in the US, frontgate.com. It's a huge furniture company. They do Christmas decorations, really nice Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations. They have nice furniture, nice stuff for the house. They used to send out a catalog, printed catalog, 100 pages, like 8.5 by 11. And in the middle used to be an order form where you could actually fill it in and actually write what you want, send your check, write your credit card number. They don't do that anymore. It'd be postage paid. Now, if they put it, everybody's going to go to the website. But what happens is you get a catalog in mail. If you like that company or like that product, you're going to keep that around. You're going to throw that on your desk. You're going to put it on the coffee table. You're going to put it in the bathroom. You're going to put it wherever. And you're going to go back to it and reference it. And it's a lot easier sometimes to find stuff, to flip through that catalog when you're just bored than it is to flip through a website. And you're like, oh, this looks pretty cool. This caught your eye. And you just go to the website, enter the item number, and order it. That's big. You can also send out postcards. I do that with my customers. I send out postcards to the list and offering sales. Coming up is our Black Friday sale. I get them primed. I send that out to make sure that lands in their mailbox on the Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So I'll drop that. You can time it in a certain way. If it's first class, that drops on a Friday at the post office. That way it's going to be delivered. Some will get it on Monday. Most will get it on Tuesday or Wednesday. And so they get this card about, hey, make sure you go to Amazon.com or our website. Our Black Friday sale starts at midnight Thursday night. Use this code, and this is an unpublished discount, and get an extra savings or get a free item or whatever. There's so many things you can do with it. I send out with one of my dog companies. I put an insert card in the Amazon box, and it says instead of saying go register your warranty like people do, I say I'll send you a free dog treat for your dog. We're introducing these new dog treats. I'll send you one for free. Just go to this URL. And they go to the URL. It says what's your name, what's your address, what's your dog's name, and what's your dog's birthday. And then what I do is I send out a little on the dog's birthday, like a week before. I send a postcard in the mail. It's a cool little postcard with a dog, and he's got a little party hat on, some candles. And I say, and I have different ones depending on the age of the dog. So it has the number of candles on there. And they'll say, happy birthday, Rufus. Pass this card over to mom so she can give you a special discount on a nice birthday present. And on the back is a code, and link to Amazon or my site or whatever. There's so much you can do. And we could talk for hours on this. But it's things that's marketing, and that's innovation. And that's where it's not just follow what this course guy said or what this YouTube video said, and this is the magic formula. There's not a magic formula, and there's not going to be. And as this e-commerce game gets more and more competitive, you got to do what these guys said. You got to differentiate. You got to be different.
Totally makes sense. Norm, did you want to add something?
Well, I think we've covered a lot of the marketing. The only thing I can kind of dig into a little bit more is other sites. Like Fair is a great wholesale site. Boxed is another great sale. Like, so you're not selling one-offs. You're selling you're selling cases of, and so you can always explore that. There's so many. People think the top two are Amazon. Well, they are Amazon and Walmart. But the third one, eBay. eBay's gone out of their way to kind of work with private label seller or branded sellers, micro brands now. It's got a lot of new features. It's not the site that was horrible 10 years ago or 5 years ago. They've really tried to restructure what they're doing. So take a look, get into eBay and take a look at it. We had a brand that we were looking at that 5 times Amazon knocked out. Like same thing. I know you had a problem like this, Kevin, where you did everything right. Amazon said everything was okay. You put in a plan of action. We did nothing wrong, and then it got suspended, and again, and again, and we went 5 times. We went over to eBay. 3 products sold. It was about $150,000 a month, and it wasn't selling that much. It was good on Amazon, but it wasn't selling that much. I think it was a fluke, but it was a real home run. Never expected it out of eBay. So just explore some other platforms. Get onto Wish, get onto whatever you can. Now, again, I have to back that up, because if you don't understand and if you can't grasp Amazon and you're an Amazon seller, Kevin summed it up. I wouldn't be, going and chasing after shiny objects. Yeah. But I also, at the same time, don't want to be a one-legged stool. I'd be exploring.
Right. And Tim, you've been focusing a lot on Walmart as well. Do you want to tell us how that's sort of doing nowadays, and what kind of traction you're seeing in terms of Walmart? And
well, Walmart is, I think, an investment, right? I think that a lot of people are interested to hear how the sales are going or how the performance is on Walmart. And people are saying, well, what are your sales, or what are people's sales on Walmart compared to Amazon? It's not really a fair question. One reason that I think that Norm and I are particularly excited about Walmart is because we want to get there first. We know that it's growing. We think that it has the biggest capability, and it is the second largest marketplace now, but it has capability to, catch Amazon maybe one of these years, right? So if you're getting there now, learning the system, getting listing placement and positioning and things like that, you're investing for the future. On the other hand, there are a lot of people that are actually selling more on Walmart because it may be competitive products on Amazon. So if you're selling a garlic press and there's 5,000 people selling a garlic press on Amazon, yeah, there are more garlic presses sold every day on Amazon than Walmart. But if you're one of 10 sellers on Walmart, even with reduced volume, and shopper volume, you could still have a lot higher sales. Right now, there's about 200 million people a month, unique visitors that go to Amazon. There's about 120 million a month unique visitors on Walmart. So Walmart isn't that far behind. It's crazy how fast it's growing. And then if you also think about some of the biggest headaches like logistics, right, at Amazon, we think about FBA, stuff can't get shipped, we can't get our stuff inbound, we can't get it outbound. Walmart Fulfillment Service, which is like the equivalent of Walmart's or of Amazon's FBA, is still growing, right? I think they're up to, as of today, 14 distribution centers or 14 receiving centers, I should say. But Walmart has the capability to scale up faster in logistics than Amazon. They have more loading docks, they have more employees, they have more square footage in stores, they have more refrigerated storage, they have more parking lot space, they have more trucks than Amazon's ever thought about having, because every physical Walmart location has those capabilities. And if you live near a Walmart and you go into Walmart, you're starting to see some of that transformation happening. So I can't say, Megla, that like, oh, jump over to Walmart and have just monstrous sales right now. But I think that if you are ready to start exploring and ready to start expanding, Walmart's the way to go, because I think that it's investment in the future. There are also a lot of people having some very, very immediate successes with it.
Are you seeing a lot of overseas sellers setting up their shops in Walmart, especially from China?
No, and it's because Walmart
No?
actually
Okay.
doesn't like that. Walmart is very particular about who's selling on Walmart. Now, you can be an overseas seller as long as you have a local business entity, local bank account, things like that in the US. Walmart is trying to curate their seller list, right? Sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes it's nice. It is what it is. And they're working to try to vet that, or to get a better vetting system to allow more legitimate overseas sellers. But people that are serious about selling on Walmart right now that are overseas really need to just set up a US corporation or LLC, get bank accounts set up, and they can accept it.
Well, Walmart
Okay.
also typically, and this has changed since I signed up, they actually want to see what you're doing elsewhere. They used to have a minimum, like
Yep.
300 seller feedbacks on Amazon before they would accept you. I don't know if they do that anymore, but they have
Yeah,
those things.
they're not giving a number. They're not saying you have to have X amount of feedback. What they're saying, the official wording is, we want to see that you have a proven track record of customer success or high customer experience. So they're doing things like looking at your Shopify reviews, looking at your Amazon seller reviews. When you apply for a Walmart account, you actually have to give them the links of storefronts, right? Like, we want to see how you're doing as a seller, because we don't want newbies in here. We don't want people coming in here clogging up our system, screwing things up. Now, another thing that I like about Walmart is, how do I say this? So I actually about 2 hours ago met with a very high level team at Walmart, and may or may not have indicated, right? May or may not have indicated that they may or may not be even putting out press releases and statements showing the programs they have internally to separate third-party information from first-party managers at Walmart. So they're doing things to try to build trust and prove to us like they want us. And of course, that's very different than what like Amazon's just gotten in trouble for, which was stealing third-party seller information and competing with them directly. So they're actually putting together initiatives where they are blocking certain information just to protect sellers. So yeah, every hurdle, you have to have experience or like you have to be in the US, I think is balanced by really cool initiatives that they're running right now, which are actually ultimately going to help us that other marketplaces aren't doing.
Makes sense. So everybody watching, if you have any questions for our panel, please type them in the comment section. We will be addressing questions as well. So Tim, I also want to talk to you about product research, and this is something that you're very passionate about and you're really good at, and you're known as the guru of Amazon product research especially. So what are you seeing out there in terms of how people do product research and the use of tools, and especially now that Amazon has also launched their own tool, which is Opportunity Explorer. So what things do you think people need to keep in mind as they do product research, whether it's using tools or maybe not using tools?
Well, I think regardless of the methods that you use, the tools that you use, you are looking for something that is in demand with low competition, right? And that means something different to everybody. But generally, you want to find an opportunity. And what's interesting about somewhere like Walmart is there's not just product opportunities, but there's keyword opportunities. I was at one of the absolute best live in-person events that I've ever seen in my life, Kevin King's $1 Billion Seller Summit. And Kevin actually shared his product research method, which was very different than mine. Like, he was going through presentations with slideshows and graphs and pivot tables, and like, it made my brain hurt, and I wanted to curl up underneath my table in the fetal position because I just couldn't follow it. But even though his method was very analytical and data driven, where mine is more kind of creative, they're both searching for the same thing, which is opportunity. What do people want that aren't being shown, whether it's through keywords or through actual physical products themselves? Now, I know Kevin can answer this question in a very different way than I would, but to answer your question a little more, I don't know, directly, Megla, I love watching trending things off of Amazon. I hate going to Amazon and seeing what people are doing well and trying to replicate it. So I look at a lot of different social proof sites, social media. I look at gift guides. I look at blogs. I look at other, I like places like Kickstarter and Indiegogo to see what trends are popping there. And then I actually like physical trade shows too. So EWU, Canton Fair, ASD, Toy Fair East West, things like that. And I'll go and I'll find product ideas, which I attach keywords to, and I research those keywords using tools like Helium 10 and others to figure out, is there a keyword here that people are looking for that they're not really being served with, right? So it's very creative. It's very hard to like articulate a specific process because it's creative, but I know Kevin is probably willing to share some of the different methods a little bit that he does with Product Savants.
Yeah, go for it, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one way to find products to sell on Amazon. There's lots of different techniques, and one way is to find something like Tim does. He's very good at this. That's not selling on Amazon, that there is some sort of demand, and that's a product where you might you find some, I don't know, crazy hammock in Guatemala that nobody's selling on Amazon. You see that people are buying, but you still got to make sure there's demand on Amazon and interest in that. You got to make sure there's at least people are searching for knitted colorful hammocks or whatever it may be, and so then you can bring that product in. That's not going to Alibaba or to Global Sources or to any of the others and just find something and sticking your name on it like in the past. That's being creative. Or you come up with your own product line. Like, I mean, I've talked about this in other places where I did an Apple Watch charging dock, and the first Apple Watch came out in 2015. Everybody was selling these bamboo ones and these piece of crap ones on Amazon. And I was like, for 15, 20 bucks, I was like, who wants to buy, you have a $500 Apple Watch or whatever they cost back then, who wants a $15 charging stand? If you're an Apple Watch, think of an Apple Watch customer, they spend money. They want a nice looking stand. So I developed my own stand, sold it for $89. It did what I wanted. It took me a little time, but I developed it from scratch, and it worked really well. There's lots of stuff like that, but what I start with, like what Tim is, what I found the best new product opportunity thing that you talked about, I don't think is that very good yet. I think that it has the potential to be, but it's missing a lot of data right now. A lot of it only goes so deep, and I think Amazon will probably expand that because it's in beta and they're just trying to get some feedback, and it's a lot of data to crunch that goes through there, so that may be part of the reason. But it's great, and you can get some ideas and definitely look at it, but it's very incomplete right now, in my opinion. So I don't trust that 100% to just use to be my only source. But the brand analytics data that's coming straight from Amazon in combination with tools like Helium 10 can put your product searching on steroids. And I've developed a way where I can find with that data. It took a while to get to this point where we can import this data and crunch through the numbers and then to figure out some systems where I can find opportunities. It's not winning products necessarily, that we then have to go and we can find an opportunity in 5 to 10 minutes with this data, and then take that. You got to still source it. You got to make sure the numbers match, and half the stuff that looks great on the surface or more ends up you're not doing because the numbers just don't work. But that data is extremely valuable, and Amazon gives it to you in a raw format. If you know how to really use it and combine it with the tools, and the tools that are out there right now have come a long ways. When all three of us started selling on Amazon, there was a few hacked together tools and they barely did anything. Now the data is so good, and the trends are, and you can see trend lines. You can go back to 2 years ago, a year ago, what happened in Christmas, what's happening, who was selling. It's incredible what you can do if you know how to use the data. And sometimes, like Tim said, it's just gut feeling too. But to sell something, especially on Amazon and Walmart for that matter, any of these platforms, you got to either send the traffic, you got to educate people. If it's a brand new thing, you're going to have to go through an education process. And that's where something like Kickstarter or something, they're doing that education process. And a lot of people see that. Or you're going to have to find something that you can fit into a hole where there's not a lot of competition. And sometimes the most competitive products on that spaces on Amazon actually can be great places to go if you can differentiate. And you can, and You don't need to be the best seller. If you can get on that first top 5, 6 spots, sometimes you can crush it, or even at the 8th spot. But that data from Brand Analytics and Kingdom 10 combined together will tell you that. And I can't walk you through now. It's a very science, like Tim said. It's very detailed.
It's daunting. That's the word.
So people have to join the $1 Billion Summit to find that out, to get that process. Yeah, I mean, talking about tools, I still remember the very first Global Sources Summit that we did in Hong Kong back in April of 2016. Greg Mercer from Jungle Scout was a speaker then, and he was just starting Jungle Scout at that time. And look how far we've come in the last 5 years. So it's very interesting. So Norm, what about you? What are you seeing in terms of product research? Any advice for people?
Well, just like these guys, you're looking for trends, different areas, crowdfunding. Like I started out looking at the Dragon's Den. That was here in Canada, so that's like Shark's Tank there. But there's all sorts of different ways that you can find trends. It could be in social media, it could be, well, for the most part in social media, Google Trends. But I just kind of shop around too. So my way is a little bit different. I'll be taking a look on Amazon, and I'll look at products that have competitors that I know I could beat the socks off. So I'm looking at perceived value. Everything that I'm doing is perceived value. If somebody's selling it for, like if there's 4 or 5 or 6 different competitors and they're crappy, and I know I could come in there with either better packaging, better images, better listing, then I'll try to steal their market share. And so it might even be in a competitive market. Like I've told these guys about a couple of things that we've done in a pretty competitive market and have been able to compete. But I like sort of mid-tier kind of competition, but it's absolutely, well, I don't know, I don't want to bore you with this, but like a knife, okay, so a chef knife, looking around, there's lots of chef knives, and this one was coming in at $16, but it was packaged crappy, and we just repackaged it. And that $16 one launched at $49, ended up at $124. It ranged around $99 to $124. And then we came back and threw it into a wooden container package, repackaged it again, did a little bit different design, like it was a hammered steel, and entered it into the market at $224. There's tons of people, but the packaging made the difference. So that was my product research. I just looked around and said, wow, everything is exactly the same on these pages. And one of the things that's really key to me is the pricing tiers. So if you take a look at Amazon, you have a lower pricing tier, a mid tier, and a high tier. And a lot of the times people are afraid to price out at a high tier. And if I can see that there's an opening there, that's where I'll enter the market.
But you did more than just the packaging, Norm. I mean, you know that in the knife example that people like German and Japanese knives in the chef market, those have a higher perceived value. So on your packaging, you included some Japanese characters.
Oh, Kevin, you gave away my secret.
That's marketing and innovation and knowing how to compete. So going in and competing against someone that's doing it and taking market share by giving people what they want and out innovating them and out marketing them.
Right. Tim, did you want to show something? Did you have something in your hand? Did you have a product in your hand that you wanted to show? Was that a knife over there?
I was texting Kevin and I said, hey, your volume is low. You might be on the wrong microphone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is a bit low. Yeah, it is a bit low. You do sound far. So, Norm.
Yep.
Oh, still low.
Still low.
Yeah, it's still low. Okay, while you fix that, we'll keep going here. So I think Amazon is also encouraging people to build brands and have a brand presence on Amazon. So what are you guys thinking in terms of what advice do you have for people, and do you think that they should really focus on building brands? Of course, maybe not when they're starting out, because when they're starting out they want to really nail the process and find good products. But as they are maybe launching their second or third product, do you think it's important for people to start building their brands? And what does that look like in 2022? So, Norm, do you want to go first?
Okay, my bag.
Yes.
No, I love it. I've always been a brand guy, and Amazon came out and they said, we want you to be able to build a brand around, or have a community around your brand. And that's, Nike left Amazon a couple of years ago because of that. So they introduced Amazon Posts, and then they have Amazon Live. And between the two of them, they allow you to create a following now. And you can get to that following by post or on your brand feed. You can get it on your store, or you can go live. Now, the beauty of this is that you can build up, you can drive traffic over, get people to follow, and as you're growing this community, every time you go live, people get notifications. You can also take what they call the customer experience, and it's in your brand section, and you can email these people, which you never really were able to do before, and tell them that you've got a special or you've got a new product launch, and these are going to go to your repeat customers and your community. So the more you can build that community up, the better. And it's so cool because with Amazon Live, you just pick it up. People don't need polished videos. You can just tell people about benefits. Like this pet brand that I'm working with, the guy who owns the company just goes on with his dog, carries his dog around and starts talking, and people like it. And then other influencers can come in and start talking about it. And you can also do pre-record. Like if you're not comfortable going live, you could just sit down and talk. And then for the post, Amazon just created this really, this new feature. You have to create 10 posts. And once you create 10 posts, you're automatically put into this program where the posts can now be seen in a carousel on your product listing. And so these are really great. And not only do you see it on your listing, you see it on your competitor's listing. So you have a chance to grab additional sales. So what people are forgetting about with this brand community right now is to market to it. Nobody's driving sales over to the community, or not sales, but trying to drive to get people to follow them like they would on Facebook. So that's my high level overview of building a brand community. And Amazon is the king of the micro brands. This is where the whole thing started. You can go out there, you can build a micro brand, and a few years, you can sell that brand in some cases for a fortune. Not everyone,
Right.
in some cases, because of the brand.
Right.
Oh,
Tim,
can
do you want to
I
add to
one
that?
thing?
Yeah,
I should add
absolutely.
One thing too.
Yeah.
The brand isn't just throw it up there. It's about consistency. Authority equals sales, or authority equals trust equals sales. You need to have, if you're gonna really go for it, you have to have a consistent website, consistent social that equals the look and feel of your of your Amazon or Shopify listing.
Yeah. I was going to say I agree with what Norm says, but I think that it's stage two. I think that so many people are so convinced that a good brand fixes all problems that they try to sell crap. Right? You can't take anything and just create a good brand around it and make people want it. So it starts with good product selection. It starts with good research. And then I would even venture to say that you need to sell a little while and make sure that there's a proof of concept here, right? Just randomly looking at products. Here's a luggage tag, okay? It's a rubber luggage tag that I bought on Amazon. And if you look at this, there are, hundreds of thousands of these things sold from the same brand, right? Or from the same company. Did they go out and create a huge, massive brand? No, they're still being successful. Now, what I would say is you want to strive for a brand, but don't let it get in the way of good sales. Because if this company had tried to build a big brand first instead of just selling, they would have missed a lot of sales, right? I see people all the time, and Norm does too, where people say, oh, I'm just getting started selling online. I'm doing my product research. Well, great. And they'll say, I've already filed for my trademark. I've already started my social media. I've already got blog writers. And I'm like, what, you're creating all this content, you don't know what you're going to sell yet? So definitely agree that brand is important, but I think that some people get the cart before the horse. Figure out what product you're going to sell first. Make sure there's proof of concept that people want it. And I would even say specific to Amazon sellers, make sure that you can get a brand catalog going. Because if you invest in a brand for a one-time purchase item, unless you have other products you can cross-sell and raise that lifetime value to, I think that you can spend the same amount of time, energy, and effort in just launching another product. And if you end up with a couple products that are somewhat related, and you're like, oh, I can cross-sell, like it'll kind of materialize into a brandable catalog, which then I'd go and create the huge brand. So a little different than what Norm's saying, still very important to have brand. I just would say you don't necessarily have to go and brand this whole thing to make sales first. And some people make the mistakes of trying to build out a brand without actually having products. Now, that's still different than like Norm's saying. Norm's saying he's selling this $250 knife because he created the brand first and went to the product. So it's not one size fits all. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, so to speak. But in my opinion, I think that, especially in its Amazon space, people assume that they can sell any bullcrap they want to by creating a brand, or they spend too much time and energy creating a brand before they figure out what the heck they're going to sell.
Right. So let's say somebody does have a product that's doing well. Is that the right time to start thinking about, okay, this product is doing well, now I can add other related products and start building a brand around it?
Well, that question is kind of like what my good buddy Norm Farrar would say, is asking, how long is a piece of string? Well, you can't make generalized statements. I think that there's a really cool product out there called Solo Stove. Kevin or Norm, have you seen this thing? It's a stainless steel fire pit thing that's amazing. And that company started with one product called Solo Stove. They created a brand around it, went ballistic on social media, and then they built out their catalog. So I can't say there's one way of doing it because they do it that way. But I used to sell a woman's shoe accessory. Okay? It was a boot stretcher. Right? These women would put it down in their leather boots and it would stretch it out and they would hold it. I could have spent a long time building this huge brand around that, but unless I had other products to sell with it, it was actually easier for me to go out and just find another random product to sell. Right? So I think that sometimes it makes sense once you have some success with one product to start building a brand. I also think that sometimes you might have gotten lucky with a product that's not going to have a lot of growth if you build a brand around it unless you also have complementary products, right? And that's unique to Amazon. That's not. What I'm telling you is wrong when it comes to traditional digital marketing and e-commerce. What I'm talking about is just specifically to the Amazon private label business model.
Right. Kevin, what are your thoughts on brand building in 2022? Well, we can't hear you, Kevin.
Now your mic's really low.
Sorry, guys. Kevin's never been on a webinar before, so he's not the audio right. No.
No.
Kevin, you call my cell phone and I'll translate what you're saying.
Translate?
Yeah.
Or we can start playing
English
charade.
to English.
Yeah.
Charade, yeah.
Texan to Alabamian to English. That's going to be a tough one.
Now you're muted.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Now I can interrupt Tim and Norm more. All right, cool. No, I think on a brand, a lot of people get confused that a brand is a logo. And a brand is not a logo. A logo is part of a brand. A brand is an identity. And it's not just finding products that are complementary. It's finding products that fit a lifestyle or an identity. People that buy brands, people that buy Louis Vuitton handbags for $5,000 instead of a $50 one at Walmart are buying that. One, usually the quality is different, like Tim said, make sure the quality is different. It's usually handmade and better leather, but they're also buying it for that identity. They want to feel special. They want to feel that they have made it or whatever the reason is. People that buy Yeti, you look at Yeti's, Tim's used this as an example in the past. They started with the cups, and they went to coolers, and they went to all kinds of other things. Now they have, it's a lifestyle that's around that. Yeti has jackets for dogs. So when you're out, camping with your dog, and you want to keep the dog warm in the winter, you put a jacket on it. That's a lifestyle. So it's not just complimentary. A jacket's not complementary to a cup. it's part of the avatar of that customer. So like Tim said, I believe when you first start selling, especially if it's on Amazon, don't worry about the brand. I mean, there are some reasons to get a trademark if you can afford it, because you get some extra benefits on Amazon, and they just came out with some stuff today that's actually going to enhance the benefits if you have a brand even more, where they're actually going to give you some special discounts even if you register it. They just announced it today. They're really emphasizing that brand aspect, and that's important. But when you're first starting, maybe you don't know what's going to sell, so you find a product that works, and if in the product development process, if you can see other places to branch off of that, that's great, and you can use that as product 2, 3, 4. But if you don't know what that is initially, at least get that first one out and get something going and learn the ropes. It may fail. At least you're going to get your MBA and selling on Amazon, and you come back and get your doctorate later, and once you know what to do. And you can always rebrand or change the name, or get a different trademark and switch things over. That's not hard to do. But so I still advise people, go ahead and get your trademark even initially if you can afford it. Now, if you're on a super tight budget, you might not be able to do that. But in today's e-commerce world, super tight budgets are harder and harder to actually get going. And the other beautiful thing, like on Amazon now too, is there's so much opportunity because it's expanded so much. I remember one of my products 10 years ago that we sold, it's a seasonal product. I would ship those into Amazon FBA. We'd sell 500 of them in a year. And we were like on page 1 in the top spot. This is like 10 years ago. Now that same product line, we sell about 30,000 of them in a season. On the same product line, just the different year's version. And that is a function of how much Amazon has grown. And so now there's so many niches to develop brands and develop products around on Amazon that they go deep. And some, left-handed spatulas for people with one eye or whatever. I'm just making something up here. That some crazy niche that
I'm adding that to my wish list. Left-handed spatulas. Is that on the same page as the blinker fluid and the bumper belt in my car?
Exactly.
Sorry. Sorry.
In the past, you might have sold one of those a year. Now you might sell one of them a day. And you can put together a whole group of products like that. That's not competitive. That's not. You don't have to order crazy numbers. It may not be expensive, or you can go at the high end and order tens of thousands of dollars of stuff you found on Global Sources, or at Global Sources show when those start back up in Hong Kong or whatever. And like Tim said, the Global Sources show actually is a really good show in Hong Kong. I mean, I'm not trying to give a plug just because I'm on here, but I've been to that show a couple times in between the Canton Fair when they were having it live. And that show it's a much smaller show. It's a much more curated show. But I found that there's a lot higher quality products at the Global Sources show than at most shows. And I've gotten some really good ideas out of that. Not always, sometimes you just use it. You may find the factory that you need and you go with a product there, but sometimes you can it's a great idea generation place as well. So the more you can get out and see that kind of stuff, the better.
Awesome. Great suggestions, great advice in brand building. Let's talk about another topic, which is driving external traffic to Amazon. I think that's something that people are focusing on a lot, and Amazon is encouraging that too. So what sort of trends are you seeing in terms of driving external traffic to Amazon in 2022? And Kevin, why don't you go first?
Yeah, Amazon is now rewarding that through the attribution link and stuff. They're actually giving you up to about a 15%, 10-15%, depends on the product, rebate, basically, if you send outside traffic to your listing in Amazon, because Amazon knows that, hey, if someone comes, they may buy your product, but they also may buy somebody else's product, or it's getting them back into the door, and they're willing to give up a little bit of their squeeze in exchange for that. And so that's important. You can also do it. It's important, really, when you're launching a product. Is when it's probably the most important in my mind. If you're successful on Amazon and you're already in the top few positions on Amazon, I would probably not be sending a lot of traffic to Amazon because you're generating enough there already. I would probably be sending that same traffic. If you're good at social media and have the ability to send traffic, I would redirect that to my Shopify site or somewhere else. And the reason for that is where I can actually get the customer data and build that list that we were talking about, 280,000 email lists that I'll never do anything with, like Norm was talking about. No, I'm just kidding. I would actually be milking that cow. And that's also what he said earlier is a list is one of your most valuable assets when you sell a company. A list of customers, of buying customers, not somebody that got a rebate from you, not someone that got your product for free and they entered their email on the landing page. Those people are pretty much useless except for other free products. But when you're trying to sell those people something that actually paid money, that's why people do 3+ shipping offers. Someone that's willing to get a free book and at least pay the $7 shipping, they've shown they're actually truly interested. They're willing to pay money. It's a big difference than someone that just got a free book. Huge. And the way they buy is important. But building those lists, if you're good, I would be sending that out. So my philosophy is send traffic to Amazon to help you with rank and to help you with launch. But once you've established that, I would not be sending outside traffic to Amazon if you're set up on another channel. I might switch that to Walmart to help that get going, or I might, if I'm already established there, I'd switch it to my own Shopify to build that list and create that customer database that I can then do a lot of stuff with.
Okay. Norm, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, there's so many ways to drive traffic, external traffic. You know, Kevin and I were talking yesterday. We kind of stumbled on something that I really like using Google My Business. Google My Business is just a great way to build search engine optimization, basically for free. And what it allows you to do is if you have your URL, it's called an anchor URL. No, it's not. I forget what it's called. Anyways, it's the URL wherever you point it to. So if it's going to your Amazon store, to the listing, anything you put that to, it'll give that recognition and it'll rank anything immediately or index anything immediately. Content, images, you can add your products there. It goes into the Google Photos or images. And this attribution program will work with this. And we were thinking, I think Kevin, you mentioned it, right? You said, well, can't that work with Google My Business? And it was like, oh, if that can do that, imagine the traffic you can drive, free traffic from Google My Business over to Amazon. It's crazy the amount of traffic that I think you could drive. So I haven't tried it out. It's something we were discussing on my podcast. And then you've got, of course, you've got your YouTube videos and your Facebook and all of that external traffic that you can drive. And if you can do it, like Kevin said, you get this great reward. And if you want to switch it, like maybe you change your anchor URL to over to your Shopify page. It doesn't have to go to Amazon, but it's just cool that it can go to a specific page or store or over to your Shopify, wherever you want to direct it.
Tim?
I think that a lot of the traffic that we're seeing do well is more guerrilla marketing, and I mean through influencers, right? Like it might be a little bit harder to track, it might be a little bit harder to trace, you're not paying per click, but a lot of what we're seeing are these micro and even, I think Norm likes the term nano influencers that are using user-generated content or influencer-generated content to just drive hype and awareness to a product and get people over there. Where I love seeing that is YouTube. YouTube is amazing. Anything from unboxing videos to try-on hauls for clothes to how-to videos for using tools and fishing gear and camping gear. Like, it's amazing. And there's a lot of credibility by doing that because it's not an ad. You know, it's, hey, this is how you use this product, or here's how you use this product to look good or lose weight or to solve the problem, whatever it is. Again, it's a little bit harder to track because if I watch a YouTube video and then someone goes over to Facebook and to Amazon and searches that item, we're not going to know exactly how they showed up. But you could see correlations between the increase of traffic, conversions, and at least sessions, then conversions and sales with the amount of traffic that you're putting out, especially the credible sources that are getting views. So, I always like to do things a little bit creatively, and to me, the traffic coming from user-generated content and influencer-generated content is extremely exciting right now.
And influencers, I mean, that's a tough market. A lot of people, you hear people say, "Oh, just use influencers, and that'll help you launch your product." Bullshit. That influencers are tough. But influencers can be extremely effective, especially TikTok right now. If you can type in with TikTok people, that's where it's at right now in the moment. Not Facebook influencers. YouTube is good too. Instagram a little bit less, but TikTok is where it's at. But it's hard. You can't just go to global sources, Alibaba, find a product, stick your label on it, and say, here, go out to the influencer and say, promote my product. I'll give it to you for free. They don't give a shit. They want products that make a difference in their lives and will make a difference in their followers' lives. And it has to be different. It has to be good. It has to be something original or unique. And that's where so many people think, well, I tried that, it doesn't work. And this influencer, he mentioned it, and I got one sale. You're picking either the wrong influencer, or you got a cruddy product that's just not resonating. You still have to do everything else right. And then if you find good influencers, they'll get behind you. Their audience trust them. And if they really believe, you got to get them to believe in your product. So you got to sell them first so they can sell their audience. And that's where a lot of people mess up. They're just like, I'll give you an extra affiliate commission, or I'll give you this. And in most cases, that's not going to get you very far. So and there's a lot of software tools out there that help you find influencers. Some of them are good. Some of them are not worth the screen they're printed on. But it can be effective. But it's usually not a one-time hit either. You got to come back to them and back to them and back to them, and it's the whole string of it. It's a whole different style of marketing that I think a lot of people underestimate how much work it takes to do that right.
Right. And what are you seeing specifically on TikTok that's working, or any tips or advice for people if they want to start with TikTok?
TikTok, what's working right now are some of the influencers that have huge followings on TikTok. There's a girl that just came on the Helium 10 Elite that's actually going to air on this Thursday, and she didn't know anything about this Amazon game, and she her name's Gracie. I think Lauren, you guys, I don't know if y'all know her or not, Gracie Ryland. She didn't know anything about this Amazon game. She was working a corporate job during the pandemic. She decided, hey, I see all these coupons and stuff in my Facebook feed for Amazon products. I'm going to start a little TikTok channel where I curate these. And she started doing that in October of last year. Now she has 1.3 million or 1.1 million followers on TikTok. And she's got a whole personality. If you go study what she's doing, she's got a whole personality. She understands the marketing. And she is now working with people, but she's very selective in what she chooses. She's like, it's my name on it, my reputation, my audience. But she will put out something like, hey, look at this new luggage tag. This is the greatest luggage tag. All the other ones, they fall off in the baggage claim, and this one's so cool, and you can spot your bag, of all the others right away. And she has a character to it, the way she does it. I worked out a deal for 50% off. Use this code to go to Amazon and get it. And check my link in my bio or whatever. And she's crushing it on affiliate commissions. She's crushing it for some of the people that she pushes because she's cultivated audience and the way she delivers it and the way she understands it. And she's gotten very, very good at it in a very short amount of time. And able to quit her job, and she's living off affiliate commission very well, off of just affiliate commissions. And now people are paying her to represent her products. There's a lot of people doing that. Amazon Live is something that's still, kind of in its infancy right now. But it's going to become more and more. But TikTok is like, it's the infomercial. It's the old days of when you watch late night TV, and you saw the guy selling real estate and get rich quick things, and the latest Ginza slicing knife or whatever. Now that stuff has migrated a lot to TikTok. How many people watch? If they're a TikTok person, a lot of people use TikTok to wind down at night. When they're laying in bed and they watch, to fall asleep instead of watching TV. They're watching 10, 15, 20 minutes of TikTok because TikTok is so good at refining who likes what. And if you want to know something about a person, just look at their TikTok feed. That's what I say. If you want to know if someone's a pervert, look at their TikTok feed. If you want to know someone's into cooking, look at their TikTok feed. If you want to know Norm likes ships, look at his TikTok feed. You're going to learn a lot about a person because that algorithm is so good. And once you get some of these deal sites or these product things on there, you can start finding other people. And you can import audience lists, and it will go out like you can import an audience. If you have your own list, like that's 280,000 that Norm says this guy has, import that into TikTok as a custom audience. Start targeting those people, and then TikTok will automatically go find all the other people like them and start showing your product in their feed if you're getting engagement. You can blow that up overnight. almost, and do huge numbers. There's so much you can do out there, but you got to know how to approach it.
Right. So you can also run TikTok ads, right? I mean, you don't have to have a presence yourself, but you could do ads and then drive traffic to your listing.
But take a look at the ad. If you study TikTok, I've studied TikTok. Take a look at the ads that show up. They don't actually look like ads. They're following what other people are doing. So I mean, yes, you can recognize it's an ad in some cases. Technical ads come across as a TikTok video. Someone doing a little dance routine or some, with a little graphic with the cutaways or whatever, and then it kind of develops into an ad. Those are highly effective. They're entertaining. They're not just interruption.
Yeah, they're content-based ads. They're not just
content. And you look at what TikTok's influence. There's a commercial here where airs in the States right now for Burger King. And Burger King's they run it a lot during football games. It's the guy in the Burger King costume dancing. It's a song that became popular on TikTok, and they're imitating the exact videos that people have been using on TikTok that went viral in their commercials. So it's feeding the other way now. And so there's so much that can be done there that can be highly effective. But it takes time, It takes knowledge, and it takes people to do it.
Exactly. Well, this has been a great conversation, and we'll start wrapping up. But before I let you guys go, I just want to go around and ask you for, if you had one piece of advice that you have to give to Amazon sellers as they go into 2022, what is it that will, and of course, there's so many things that they can do, but if there's one thing that you would recommend people to focus on, or any one piece of advice that you have for people in 2022, what would that be? So, Tim, do you want to go first?
Have patience, right? I think that in this e-commerce Amazon game, we have been falsely led to believe that it's a get-rich-quick scheme, right? Is it worth it? Yes. Is it life-changing? Yes. I was a blue-collar firefighter, and I walked away from that because of Amazon, right? But it didn't happen overnight. You're going to have problems. You're going to trip and fall. You're going to have hurdles. You're going to get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. Don't walk away. Don't give up on it. Have patience, because it is worth the fight. It's just going to be a pretty long battle to make it really, really work.
Awesome. Norm?
I think you have to treat it as a business. If you're going in there as a hobby, then that's fine. But if you want to make a go of it, treat it like a business right from the get-go. And resilience is everything. It's going to be tough. There's going to be days that are going to be hard. You're going to get those emails that are going to drive you crazy. You're going to get customers that drive you crazy. I had a customer give me a 1-star review because I sell soap, because the shade of green wasn't what they expected. It drives you crazy, but you have to be resilient and just get up and go again and go again.
That's great advice. Kevin?
Amazon's the best opportunity in business in the last 100 plus years. And it still is the best opportunity. And like Tim said, it's not easy anymore. It's not this get rich quick scheme. Yeah, a few people hit it rich, they get lucky. But there's a lot of people right now I'm seeing that started Amazon 2015, 2016, that just recently sold for millions of dollars to an aggregator. And they're like, really, I'm going to start this again. And they started again. They don't know what the heck they're doing. They're failing. They're like, it's not working. I was posting before. They were right place, right time, and they was able to establish a moat around themselves. But they can't do it again. And that's what Norm says, is you got to treat it like a business. You got to understand it. You got to know what you're doing. And if you fail, get back up and do it again. Me and some partners lost $1.1 million on Amazon because of Amazon last year. Solely because of Amazon. Literally $1.1 million out of our pocket into the fire, solely because of Amazon. But does that mean I'm giving up on Amazon and like, screw it? Amazon doesn't work. I'm going to move on to Shopify or Walmart? No, I'm launching more products on Amazon. It's still the best thing out there. But you got to treat it like a business. You got to be prepared for the ups and downs. But you can still win at this, and know what your expectation is. If you're somebody in Pakistan and the average wage is $400 or $500 a month, and you can make $1,000 a month selling stuff on Amazon, that's life changing for you and your family. For me, Norm, and Tim, for Norm, that's a couple of cigars. For Tim, that's a cup of coffee. So but know what your expectations are and where you need to be, and target that. Don't just have huge dollar signs. Don't be a millionaire in your eyes. Use it in whatever method it is. If that's what your goal is, that's great. But start smaller and build. Don't think you've got to have it all overnight. Have that patience, like Tim said.
That is fantastic advice. Well, thank you so much, Tim, Norm, Kevin, for your time today, for the insight, and we'll see you around.
Awesome. Thanks, Viola.
Yeah.
See you later.
Thanks a lot. Bye. Okay, so we'll keep moving here and okay, so the next session is going to be with Christina from Amazon Social, and there she is. Hi, Christina. How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. And so, in the next 15 minutes or so, we're going to be hearing from Christina about Amazon Social. And this is a new venture that she has launched recently. And of course, Amazon Social is a sponsor of Global Sources Summit. So, this is a sponsor spotlight session. And Christina is going to be telling us all about this exciting new venture. So, Christina, go for it.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak. This is the big honor to sponsor this event and have the opportunity to tell you about amazing business that I just opened, Amazon Social. This is something that was born very recently, but I been building and getting the knowledge to be able to perform the way I'm doing it right now for years and years. Amazon Social is the social media service designed specifically for the Amazon private label brands. If you are not using social media marketing for your Amazon brand in 2022, you are missing out a lot. You have no opportunity to connect with your customers. You have no opportunity to get the real customers' data and to see the result that it can bring you while engaging in branding and building brand awareness around your brand. So here are a couple of the questions that I would go through my presentation in 2 hours that Amazon Social can help you, and we are here to answer all of your questions as well. We do have every Tuesday and Thursday 20 minutes calls. You can book with Amazon Social. It's absolutely for free, and you can talk to us regarding all your social media needs and get a completely free consultation. So the most popular question that it comes from many Amazon sellers recently is, how do we get in reviews in 2022 using social media services? So that is something that I'm going to be talking to you about. We have some good ideas how to engage with the customers, with the micro influencers, with the big influencers that will drive reviews and video reviews to your Amazon listing. The other popular question that I will be talking about is, how do we rank products using social media? What are the proven techniques that are completely compliant with the TOS and that are safe for your account health and safe for your listing, that you can apply on everyday business while running your marketing campaigns through the social media? That is something I'm going to be talking in my presentation as well. We would love to talk to you about the user-generated content. So getting user-generated content through the influencers, through social media channels, how do we apply that in your Amazon business? What works a lot better than any other social marketing strategies that you've seen before, and how do we apply it for our Amazon business to make it more profitable and get ahead of the competition? Then we will be talking about the trends of social media that are connected with the e-commerce. For example, I would tell you that in Pinterest in 2022, they're planning to create buyable pins. This is the big thing, and as far as you know, there are many companies that have been missing out of the opportunity to talk about, to expose their brand, to build their audience in Pinterest. And this is something really big, and we see huge, tremendous result for the customers who use Pinterest as their part of their social media marketing strategy. And The last two questions that we will discuss with you during my presentation is how do you build the audience in social media? There are many things around that people keep talking that it's very expensive. Influencers charge a lot of money. So Amazon Social can reveal some secrets. How do you actually get these influencers completely for free, and they will be talking about your product, they will be showing your product in their stories, reels, and that would give you extra impressions every single day just by interacting with those influencers, micro influencers, or people who just following your brand and maybe about to sign to be the ambassadors of your brand, or they just want to see or to try your product. Those are the topics that I would be covering in my presentation. But as well, if you want more personal approach, please find Amazon Social on Instagram and on Facebook. You can book a personal call with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I will be able to analyze the problem that you have in your social media branding of your Amazon private label brand, and will get you some advices. And as well, for all of you who seen the announcement before, for 10 days, right? For 10 days, we given 20% off lifetime of their services for the people who sign up with us for both of our packages, either it's silver or gold package. This is one of a lifetime opportunity deal. I don't think we would ever run anything like that. 20% off for the total package, and this is the lifetime. So don't miss out on this opportunity, because I, as a seller, I've been growing and building brands for many years, and I know right now the line between e-commerce and social media is invisible. So you cannot be successful in one if you're missing out on another one. So I do encourage you, please listen to my presentation. If you have any questions, reach out to me, or as I said, book a call with us, and we are here, and we are always ready to answer all your questions and help you in anything we can.
Awesome. So Christina, some people are saying that they were not able to hear you very clearly, but when you lean in, then it is okay. But everybody watching, can you just let us know if you can hear Christina clearly? Just type yes in the comments if you can hear her clearly. Just let us know if the audio is clear and if the audio level is clear. I just got a WhatsApp from somebody saying that the audio was a bit low and you were going in and out, but it's totally okay for me. I can hear you clearly. So just let us know in the comments. So Christina, this is a really good offer. So what people need to do is sign up before November 24th for any of your two services. So there's basically what are the two packages? Do you want to maybe quickly tell us about the two packages that you have?
So two packages, the package number one, it's a silver package, and package number two is a gold package. The base that is given for everybody, whoever signed up with us, we do take care of all your social media needs. Because many people come to us and they say, oh my God, we don't have the content, we don't have pictures, we don't have user-generated content. Like, what should I do? I want to try. We're like, relax. Amazon Social is here, and our main thing is social media done for you. So you just give us your brand, wherever you have any data you have in pictures and text, and we start creating the brand awareness, the brand marketing strategy that we develop for you on all of the channels. So we do Instagram, we do Facebook, we do Pinterest, we do post on Reddit. We create the great content 3 times a week, and we post in stories for you daily. We do communicate with customers on your behalf. So every single day, 5 or 6 customers, this is your warm audience that already been interacting with the similar brands, or they are in the niche that is associated with your products. So 5 or 6 customers, 5 or 6 influencers or micro influencers will be contacted every single day on your behalf, and we'll try to talk to them depending on your needs. And your needs could be, you want to increase your brand visibility in social media, you want that it would require for you for them to send the products and them to create the content with them. If you want to get actually more reviews, we'll teach you. There is a special way how to engage with customers, with influencers, and to stimulate them to leave you the reviews. It's written reviews, or the Amazon influencers that have the opportunity to post the nice videos and through their affiliate links promote your products. It's all free advertising. The other thing that's very important is for each of your product, we will be posting Amazon post, and no one in 2022 does not even have to think about missing out on doing Amazon posts, because this is the free tool, completely free tool that gives amazing results. Like, I've been using this for a couple of my own brands, and I see that those free impressions that you get in those clicks compared to the PPC on the same product, it's probably, if it would cost money, it would be around $500-300 every single day. So this is something that you don't have to miss out while building your selling on Amazon strategy. But in that way, social media strategy will help you a lot, because we do get the data from the influencers, and on those Amazon posts we will be posting user generated content that converts 3-5 times better than any other creative graphics that you would be able to post. Though the difference between silver plan and the gold plan is that in the gold plan we will actually take care not only of all your social media needs, posting, creating the content and brand strategy, and figuring out the influences. We will be talking with the influencers on your behalf. So all the flows that we will be talking with, we take care of. We have 24-hour team that works and will respond in the questions. So when they do respond on our initial request to collaborate in any way, the team of people would be communicating with your audience, with your influencers on your behalf. They will be putting likes, comments, so those people, they would understand that you are not just a regular brand that posts from time to time. You're really there in the community, and you're there to help them to be the part of their life. And that's very important, as that's something that's important for the brands. So to make your brand social, that is the main logo that goes throughout the whole mission of Amazon Social.
That's fantastic. And I think it's very useful for somebody who's maybe just starting to build a brand. And in the previous panel discussion, Tim, Norm, Kevin, they were really stressing that if you're just starting out, you should not really start right away by building a brand. First, make sure that you have your products down, you know what you're selling, do it once to experience the entire process, to understand the entire process, and then start building a brand. And so once people are ready to build a brand, then it's, I think, really advantageous to have an agency like yours to do it, because you're giving them everything instead of having them, they would need to hire like a copywriter, a graphic designer, and a social media strategist. So they'll have to hire so many people to do this, because not one person has the skill to do everything. And I know that from personal experience. We have a marketing team as well, and I've done a lot of marketing, for global sources too. And so not everybody has the skills to do everything. So you have to, ensure that the person that you employ really is skilled in that specific aspect. And I want to ask you, like, some people are also trying to build Facebook groups around, not necessarily their brand, but maybe they're trying to build a community around their niche. So would you be able to help with that as well? Like, if somebody started a Facebook group, you do need to, nurture the group. You do need to add content, engage in the group on the regular basis. So is that something that you can help us with as well?
Yes, absolutely. There is software that we use, and they are completely connected with each other. So at the same time, your information that's posted on your brand could be posted on your Instagram, on your page in Facebook, and in your group in Facebook, as well as LinkedIn and other platforms like your Shopify, wherever you want the content to be posted. When it comes to the Facebook group, we do work a lot on them, but you cannot talk on Facebook and like actually talking and even mention word of review or stuff like that, because Amazon does see that for some reason. So we prefer all the communication with the influencers to be done through LinkedIn, and in most of the cases it's Instagram.
Okay, fantastic. So Trish was asking, what is the actual website? I've signed up for the workshop. So Trish, the website is scrolling at the bottom of your screen, but it's amazon-social.com. And for those of you who have missed the workshop, you should definitely sign up for the workshop. This is a free workshop that is being hosted by Amazon Social. So just type in this URL into your browser, bit.ly/amz-social in all caps. And you'll be able to go directly to the workshop page. This is free, absolutely free. It's a 1.5-hour workshop that Christina is going to be doing herself. So, okay, is Christina's company owned by Amazon? No.
I hope one day start to buy me.
No, it's not hosted by. Cool. Okay, awesome. So thank you so much for this session, Christina. And once again, thank you to Amazon Social for partnering with Global Sources Summit. And we will see you shortly for your presentation.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, awesome. So let's keep moving here. The next session is with a supplier. So I'm going to add Shirley from Qingdao Tinfu Arts and Crafts Company Limited. Hi, Shirley. How are you?
How are you? Good. Thank you.
I'm good. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. So, Shirley, tell us about your company and then show us your products.
Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Shirley from Qingdao Jinfu Arts and Crafts Limited. Our factory is located in Pingdu City of Qingdao, Shandong Province. We have 25 years exporting experience and have passed ISO 9001 and BSCI. Laundry basket, storage, and beach bags are our main products. With more than 500 workers, our annual production is more than 2 million pieces. Our clients include Calcedonia, Insimisium, Eddy, Columni brands, Ross, Color, Pepper & Co., Vermodi, Desu, and so on. Now let me introduce our product. This is a laundry with environmental material. So top with clothing, store clothing like the net. It is very convenient for home use, very simple. And this is our popular styles. The next one is the beach bag. Use paper material and embroidery with the leather handles. Inside is cotton liner and have a small pocket. Top side is with zipper like this. So best choice for beach bags, and we also can making the samples according to customers' design and artworks, and also can made into other materials, something like cloth, jute, cotton, and so on. So
Shirley, Hatsumi is asking, how much is this product for? What is the FOB price of the bag? Yeah, and what is the MOQ?
MOQ is about 1,000 pieces per color, per style. So for this beach bag is about $3.5. And for the laundry also 1,000 pieces per color, per style. Any question?
Okay. Guys, do you have any more questions for Shirley? Let us know. So you can also contact Shirley directly. You can look for their website on globalsources.com, and you can send an inquiry directly to Shirley. So I'm just going to show the URL over here. It's globalsources.com, jfarts.co. So you can go to their website, search for their products, send an inquiry directly to this company. They make a lot of laundry baskets, bags, and a lot of similar textile-based products. Okay, Shirley, thank you so much for your time today, and we'll see you around.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so let's move on to our next guest, and this is going to be one of my favorite presentations. And we've got Anthony from PickFu. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Oh, wait, I can't hear you. Yeah. StreamYard is acting funny. I see that you've got your green screen in the background, and you haven't been able to activate the green screen. Are you using a Mac?
Yeah,
If you're
hey.
using a Mac, yeah, hey. If you're using a Mac, then there is a bug because I haven't been able to activate my green screen as well. And I
No, it's
talked
like
to tech
anytime
support. It's like, yeah.
anytime on StreamYard, it doesn't, it works for Zoom, but that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Cool. Okay, so let's go for it, Anthony. You've got an amazing presentation for us about A/B testing, and let's get started. Do
Okay,
you want to
cool.
share your
And
screen?
Yeah, I will. And Megla, how long do I have?
So you have about 30 to 35 minutes for the presentation, and then we'll have like 10 minutes for Q&A. So overall, you have 45 minutes.
Okay, cool. I will roll through this. Okay, I'll jump right in.
Yep, let's do it. Because I know you've got a lot of content in the presentation.
Cool. Can you
And
see my
everybody
screen?
watching, not yet. And everyone watching, type your questions into the comment section for our speakers, for Anthony, if you do have any questions, because this is one advantage of having a live conference. You can actually engage and interact with the speakers. So yeah, Anthony, we can see your slides, and do you want to present? And yeah, you're good.
All right, let's do it. Okay, cool. And it's 8:43. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what's up with the first slide, but basically my name's Anthony, and this is going to be Hacking the Brain. This is kind of visual optimization strategies for FBA. A little bit about myself. My name is Anthony. I'm a college dropout. I'm 27 years old. I've, before COVID, been able to travel all around. I've visited 43 countries, and I live full-time in Brazil. I've been living in the Philippines for the past 3 years, but I traveled to a FBA conference last year, and haven't been able to get back since. So just trying to make the most of it. My background is I started actually working for Amazon. I worked in corporate loss prevention, so kind of looking and seeing if associates would actually steal from the fulfillment center. And the answer is, yeah, they steal a lot. And so this is a photo of me from my intern project. Was I had heard that one employee stole like a huge amount from one of the fulfillment centers. And every day when you leave the fulfillment center, there's a guard that searches your bag, and they're trying to see like, okay, did you steal anything? But this guy was very clever. And in his lunchbox, he created 2 hidden compartments, and every day he'd steal like 1 or 2 iPhones. And so as an intern, I created a white paper that implemented security X-ray machines in all of the fulfillment centers in North America. So that's kind of how I started my career. I started working at Amazon, but then I also sold on Amazon. I thought, hey, this is a great way for me to make some passive income after I start my full-time job. So this is me actually.
Hey, Anthony, sorry to interrupt you. Some people are saying your voice is a bit low.
Oh no. Okay,
Peter says your voice is low. Can you check your mic? Make sure that the correct mic is connected, and bring the mic closer to you.
Yeah, let's double check. Hold on. I just moved the mic a little bit closer, so maybe that's going to help. And then I'm going to also check. I should be good. Okay, so just let me know if that's good, and then I'm going to keep.
Peter,
rolling.
let us know, guys watching. Let us know if this is okay. So Anthony, you keep going, and if there's an issue, I'll stop you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is me launching my first product. This is actually at Global Sources. I think it was like small electronics trade show. So yeah, I launched some of my first products. Some of them are still selling today. And then so I worked at Amazon for about a year before I ended up quitting my job, The guy who taught me how to sell on Amazon, he had a creative agency called Virtuous Graphics, and he said, why don't you quit your job, move out to the Philippines, and help me scale this creative agency? And so I did that for about 2 years. We grew the team to more than 30 full-time team members, and got to meet some of the coolest people in the industry, work with really big sellers, and see a lot what worked from a visual standpoint on listings. And so in 2019, I was able to exit from that business. And then I joined PickFu. And PickFu does a lot with, it's like a digital focus group that allows you to upload your creative assets into the platform, get feedback, and then use that to guide your creative process. So I get to work on training with some of our higher level clients. I get to speak at conferences, and I get to do a lot of case studies, which a lot of the examples in this presentation come from real world examples. So, this stuff does work. So the reason I'm telling you all of this, though, it's like, why am I really getting into all this? Is because the point is that a lot of people in this industry don't want to get close to touching anything that has to do with creative optimization. They're like, I don't like creative work. I'm not a creative person. And they just see it as this mountain of work, and they don't want to touch it. They don't want to touch it. And so the reason I'm telling you all of this is to let you know that, by default, I'm not a creative person either. But over time, I've gotten better and better at this. And so the point is that even if you might not think so, creativity is not magic, right? It's just like any other muscle. Everyone is very bad at it when they start, but you get better the more you push yourself and put yourself out there. And then more importantly is that in FBA, when it comes to success in selling products online, masterpieces are not essential. You don't need to make art. In fact, it's much more important to convey the information that you want to very efficiently versus trying to create something that looks aesthetically pleasing. So we're going to walk in through all of that today. That was a little bit of an intro. And so let's jump right in. This is going to be a lot of content, so you won't be able to screenshot everything, but I can send you the slides after. Or if you have any questions, want me to take a look at your products, this is literally the only thing I do at PickFu. So feel free to hit me up, and I'm happy to hop on a call anytime you need. So what is conversion optimization? I like to start with a framework, because later I'm going to give some more examples and strategies. This is going to be like how to think about this whole process overall. And then later we'll be like, here's how to actually do it. So basically, most people know this. Success on Amazon is going to come down to two factors. You have traffic and conversion. This presentation is going to focus all on conversion. And by conversion, what I'm talking about is like, what can we do as sellers to increase the probability that when someone lands on your product detail page, that I'm going to increase the probability they're going to add that product to the cart. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can manipulate your conversion rate, and there's a lot of different benefits. And so here we're talking about, obviously the benefits are you're going to see higher direct sales. You're going to probably see a lower PPC, a lower ad spend. And then most importantly is over time, you're going to see your organic ranking go up and up as your conversion rate is high and maintains being high. And so that's, I think, probably the biggest benefit. Now, like a really important thing to keep in mind when talking about conversion rate is that the average conversion rate for a Prime shopper is 74%. And I'm going to get into why that's really important in a minute, but I just want you to notice that it's very high. And so, yeah, there's a few things you can do. I think I was getting to this slide earlier, but there's a few things you can do to, manipulate your conversion rate. Like you could obviously just drop your price. That would make it go up. You could add in a ton of reviews that would make your conversion rate go up, or you can focus on the visual quality. In this presentation, it's going to focus on the visual quality, right? Because this is something that it takes a little bit more time, but it's something that is more stable. It's harder to copy. And if you put in the work, your competitors might not be willing to do that, or it might take them a long time to do that. So basically, I use the analogy hacking the customer's brain because it's pretty similar, I think, to real life in how an actual hacker works, right? And so like, how does a hacker, go and accomplish their goals and make money? What do they got to do, right? And so what a hacker first has to do is they have to gain access to the system that they want to hack, right? And so, right, they're going to gain access to the system. Maybe they're going to get your password. They're going to actually get your physical computer. They're going to get access, right? Once they have access to the system, then they're going to try to influence it, right? Maybe they're going to wire some money, or they're going to, whatever the crazy thing that they're trying to do, steal your identity, steal valuable information that you have, steal your NFTs. Once they're in, they're going to go in and try to do something, right? And then all with the end goal in mind, right? Maybe they're going to get your money, they're going to sell your NFTs, whatever it might be. The interesting thing is I think there's a lot of parallels to what happens during the customer buying process, right? And I think this is an important analogy, because if you get this, then the rest of the things that I'm going to talk about are going to make a lot more sense. And so basically, as a seller, you can go through the same process with people who are potentially buying your products and use it to dramatically increase your conversion rate. And so basically, this is what you're going to do, right? Like, you're going to start off with that same access point. So instead of going and getting their passwords or getting access to their actual computer, you have access to them as soon as they start looking at your listing, right? You have this captive audience. They're ready to shop. They're looking to buy a product, right? And so let's start with that, right? When we're talking about access, what you have to understand is that when someone's looking at your listing, their brain is this giant graphics processor. And every second that their eyeballs are open, their brain is processing information and deciding, okay, what do I want to do? And how do I want to act in this situation? Right. And this is not an exaggeration to say that the brain is a big graphics processor, because 90% of all of the information that's transmitted through the brain, it's visual, right? And this is happening really fast. In fact, the human brain, it's going to process an image 60,000 times faster than it's going to process text, right? So this is happening, your brain processing all this visual information. It's happening faster than you can possibly imagine, right? And so this is where this access point comes in, right? Like, someone's looking at your listing, you have primary access right to the decision maker, their brain, if they want to buy the product or if they're going to bounce. And so now what do you have to do, right? You have to use the most of that page to influence their behavior. And so that's why I brought up the statistic in the beginning about the average conversion rate for a prime shopper being 74%, because what you have to understand is that when someone is on Amazon, if they've gone to the search bar, they've typed in your product, what you have to understand is that that person will buy the product. They have the intent to buy. If they're searching for a red spatula, it's just a question of if they're going to buy your red spatula or they're going to buy one of the other competitors selling a very similar product. So you have to understand that someone goes in with the mindset that they will buy a product, and 74% of the time, if they're a prime shopper, they will convert ultimately as a customer, right? And so what you have to understand is that the customer's brain, they're going in and they're like, I want to buy this red spatula. I will buy a red spatula. The only thing you have to do is you have to help their brain solve this equation, right? They're like, I've got a problem. They want to understand, will buying this product, will it check off the boxes that I have in my head? Will I be better off after buying this product? Will it solve the problem? And then afterwards, after I click add to cart, am I going to be better off, or is this going to turn into a pain? Am I going to have to return it? Right. And so you have to help the brain solve this equation, right? So they have these check boxes in the head, and there's only two options, right? They're either going to buy the product or they're going to bounce. Right. And so these are like, I'm going to breeze through this, but basically, like, this is a short list of what the checklist would be that someone wants to see before they buy the product. Like, is this a reputable seller? Does this product have the features I need? Is this product better than other competitors? Will I have any issues with the product after buying it? And basically what you want to do is you want to convey this checklist. You want to convey it in a very streamlined way, in a very information dense way, but also do it in a way that's visually impressive, that looks good, that's engaging, right? So end goal is you want to engage the customer, and you want to convince their brain, you want to convince their eyeballs to consume as much content, as much visual content as possible on your listing, right? Because again, remember, if their eyeballs are open, they're looking at the listing, right? You want them to see as many possible things, because now their brain is going to have a higher probability that it's checked off all the little boxes in the head that's going to say, yep, go and add this to the cart, right? But one thing important to keep in mind is that we have to understand this about the customer, is that when someone is shopping on Amazon, we have the expectation that they look like this, that they are smiling, their credit card's out, and they're ready to buy your product, right? And they're a captive audience. But in reality, the customer is going to look a little bit more like this, right? They're distracted, the phone's going off, the kids running around in the background. It's been a crazy year with COVID. And so when they're shopping, they're actually probably distracted when they're shopping, right? They're engaging in this distracted shopping. And so what you have to understand is, like, as much as we'd love for someone to look at every image on the listing and read every line of copy and look at our A+ and watch the video and read the comments, the reviews, like, it's not going to happen, right? So you have to understand that someone is only going to see a small subset of what you have to offer. And so you have to be intentional with what's someone going to see first. What are they potentially not going to see at all? And so I have this little graph here to kind of illustrate, right? Imagine if 100% of people are going to see your main image, but then there's going to be some drop off by the time you get down to image number 6, right? Maybe 10 or 20% of people make it all the way to the last image in the gallery. My goal when I'm trying to create content, when I'm trying to create A+ video, is I want something that's going to draw people in. It's going to have a high rate of completion, and that way their brain is going to see more things. I'm going to have more opportunities to influence them, and then I'm going to see that conversion rate go up, right? It's just math, right? More engagement points, higher probability they're going to see what they need to see about the product. Their brain's going to say, yep, go and add it to the cart. So yeah, I'm just trying to move this line over, and I'm going to show you some ways to do that. But basically, you want to engage the person. You want the stuff they're looking at to be like really simple to understand, but like very quick so that they can go through it, click, 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 absorb every time without distracting them. And so, yeah, this is what I'm shooting for. This is becoming even more important now because Amazon, in some marketplaces, now you can start to view the whole image gallery from the first page of search results, right? You'll see a little thing to scroll through the gallery. And so now this is even more, I think people are going to more frequently, they're going to look at every image in the gallery or most of the images in the gallery and decide from that point, have they seen enough that they want to go into the product detail page, or are they going to bounce? Something to keep in mind. Okay, remember that the default is not for the customer to bounce, to buy rather. The default is not for them to buy, it's for them to bounce, right? They're going to have multiple tabs open. You have to shift them over, right? You have to convince them that they don't need to bounce. So I've gone over the equation, right? The goal is you have access to them. They're looking at your listing. You influence them by giving them a lot of information and doing it in a very efficient and straightforward way. And then in the end, you profit, right? That's the end goal. And so when we talk about profiting, like how much of an impact can this have on your business? I mean, it's massive. It's really, really big. And I see sellers all the time. Well, basically what I'll tell you, this chart is, it's like, what's a good conversion rate? And in the past, I used to say, these numbers that are slashed out, but these conversion rates keep going up because more people are investing in this. They're investing in their images, in their A+ content, their video. So conversion rates are going up. But just imagine, right? Like imagine, I saw someone the other day that we were working with. I mean, they're like running the pick food test themselves. They have their own in-house creative team. They're like not using an agency, just like an in-house team. And they're doing like $5 million a year annual sales. And they have a conversion rate somewhere around, I don't know, like 40%. And then they take that up like 10% just with some basic changes to secondary images. So that's the whole profit component. Basically, I've seen conversion rates that are crazy high, like in excess of 65%, in excess of 85%. This is a screenshot from an account that I work on. And it's like, I mean, these are their unit session percentages, right? It's like, it's just absolutely insane. And the thing is, why I get back to the whole statistic on Amazon, about 74% of Prime shoppers are going to convert. It's like, that should be your baseline. So even if you're at, 50, 60%, you should always be asking yourself, like, could I have a 10% higher conversion rate? So strategies, how to actually do it. So this is one of the first things that I'll talk about is just optimizations to, most people know at this point about optimizations to main images. So I'll save that for a little bit later. But basically, this is the new update from Amazon. Sometimes it shows up for me, sometimes it doesn't. But if you're on mobile, it should. This is basically what it looks like. You can click on from the first page of search results on mobile. You can click in and see the whole image gallery without seeing the whole product detail page. So like think about the graph before. Now more and more people are going to be like getting further into your images. What you're going to see from this though is you're going to see a much lower click-through rate into the listing. And especially like imagine if they're browsing very, very quick. They don't even care. They're just like looking at your images very quick. They're just browsing. If they go through and they see like 4 or 5 images and they all look really unappealing or they're very confusing, do you think the person's going to be like, oh, let me give this a shot. Let me see what they have. They're just going to bounce at that point, right? And so what I expect is going to happen is people are going to get further into the images, but if the images are confusing or unappealing, people won't even click into the listing. And so you'll get a lot of impressions, but a low click-through rate. I think that's what's going to happen. So now more than ever, I think it's really important to focus on optimizing your image order and optimizing what's actually inside of the images, like for content. And so we'll do both right now. So one of the first recommendations, this is a very easy PickFu test to run. Pretty much, yeah, very few people know about this. I just shared it for the first time. I mean, clients have been doing this for a while, but I just shared it for the first time like about a month ago. And so basically what you want to do is you want to go and download all of the images. For this example, I've just got this meat shredder, right? Really simple product. And so basically I've just downloaded 5 images from their image gallery, like image numbers 2 through 6. And so I just put them into Google Slides and then I put a number on it. And then, so basically what I did is I took a screenshot of that and I uploaded it into PickFu, and then I ran a click test. So basically what the click test is, it's like it gives everybody a certain number of clicks. And then in this example, I was like, okay, so which of these 2 images would most likely is most effective in convincing you to purchase these meat shredders? And then I gave some context as to, like, this is a product in the kitchen for shredding meat, right? So Google Slides, just took a screenshot, uploaded it into PickFu, wrote my question, started the test. And so for this, I did like 100 people and I gave them 2 clicks each. You could probably just do 1, but for this test, I didn't want to have people decide between if they wanted, you know, their first option or second. I wanted to get the top 2. And so basically now if I mean, you can't see the UI, how it works, but if I would drag over this, this will show me like 75 clicks, like 45 clicks, 33 clicks, whatever the numbers might be. And so now I can easily see, okay, this is like first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And so now what I can start of get an idea to know is like, what is most important to people? What do they want to see in the image gallery? And if they only get to image number 1 or 2 or 3, what should be first, second, third in terms of priority, right? That would be the first thing that I would think about. The next thing is, once I've identified what the top performers are, what I really want to know is not which images I have that are good, right? Like I could objectively look here and probably see these images are all pretty strong. What I really want to now focus on is I want to focus on the low performers, right? Okay, now I'm looking at image number 1 and 5, and I'm asking myself, why are these 2 images, why are they not performing? Is it that people don't care about the fact that this is dishwasher safe, right? Is the concept something that people don't care about in terms of a feature of the product? Or is it the design that isn't good, right? Are there optimizations that I can make about how this looks, right? Or should I just be putting in a whole other concept entirely? And so the first route that I'm going to do is, like, let's say that this was an underperforming image, something that's doing a product anatomy graphic. Let's say that this one was ours. The next thing that I can do is I can say, okay, let me go and let's download some competitor images trying to do the same ones and figure out, okay, what do people like about this? Maybe it's the simplicity, maybe that it's got the arrows pointing to the parts of the actual product, right? Figure out, what do people like about this? What do people not like about mine? What do people not like about option A and option D? And how can I take that information to go and create an actual better image, right? Could I have my design team go and spin up 2 or 3 different options? Because now I know, right? These images are super, super important. So we want it to be really, really good, right? We get like one shot. We want to check off the brain very, very quick, right? And we want every single image in the gallery to be good. So that's kind of what we would do, right? Is we'd either go and try to swap it with a different design, or in this case, maybe I just swap it with a different concept entirely, right? When I'm going and creating my image galleries, I never have my design team go and just make 6 images. We always have like probably 3 or 4 backup images. So over time, we're going to try to rotate those in. We're going to run additional tests. We're going to see, can we get a stack of images that is actually very evenly performing across all 5? And we're just testing over time, ultimately, to determine which image order is good. Which image order is going to give me the highest unit session percentage. So this is another thing you can do, is just like go proactively to your design team and just say, hey, go and make us a brand new version of this, right? And so like this is actually a product that Helium 10, they have in their Project X. This is the coffin shelf. And so this is like some of the images in the gallery. And so we just worked with the design team to say, hey, go and make some different options. And so the other thing you can do is you can just like, to get a benchmark of if you're doing a good job in terms of testing, is just do the same thing. Put a screenshot of all 5 images in the gallery, put them into PickFu over your current. And if the new one is beating your current one, like, I don't know, 60% is what I usually go for, 60-40 at the minimum. If you're getting like 80%, you have a very good indicator that the new images you're putting up are going to perform much better. And it could, you'll have to see for yourself what the increase in conversion rate is, but it can make a very big impact, easily double digits. So yeah, basically, again, we're just running the click test here. We could identify low performers. The thing is, in this image gallery, I think this is image number 2, right? And so it's like, this would be really bad if this was the second image after your main image that people saw, right? So just like small changes like this you can make an immediate change to change your image order, but then ultimately you're going to make a change that really you're looking for something that's going to look more like this, right? And you can see too a much more even spread of clicks among the images versus this is strongly grouped towards image number 2, probably because it just has some color, right? So imagine if you could just apply color to all of your images. Really easy stuff to do. Takes like 5 minutes to set up. So yeah, this is what the image gallery looked like before rather. And we're still working on this. This is all just draft stuff. But like imagine, right? You're searching, and the thing is about this product is this is a well-performing product, right? Doing just fine with this image gallery. But ask yourself, if you're a client, if you're a shopper, you're looking for this coffin shelf, how much more likely are you going to be to convert when you go through the image gallery and it looks like this, right? If like this sizing graphic is compared to like this sizing graphic, right? So it's some of it is just aesthetic appeal, but some of it is also just, right, it's like showing the sizing graphic, but then it's got the hand here, right? It's showing you how big the books are, like whatever, right? It's giving you some point of reference. It's got all these different things. And so which one is going to more likely check off those boxes in your brain if you're searching for this coffin shelf, right? If you're like, hey, is it going to match my bathroom? Oh, look, it goes perfectly with the bathroom, right? Like they just have something in their head, right? That they have these objections in their head. And so it's like, what you got to do, they've got 5 objections. You just got to get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just got to check off those objections. And that's how you get like an 80% conversion rate, because someone, they want to buy this product, they will buy a coffin shelf. And now they're like, yep, this one looks like it'll work, right? Is it going to hang easily on a wall? Like, bam, like, okay, here it is. And honestly, like this is the thing too, is these are just drafts, right? Because we're always testing these and seeing which ones will perform better. And this one, what we found is that this is actually 2 concepts. Half of it is about hanging, and then the other is about that it's a great tabletop decoration, right? So again, think about this, right? If I have a limited amount of bandwidth for the customer, their brain to absorb this, do I really want to try to be having 2 ideas in one singular graphic? Or do I want to try to break these down and say, hey, maybe people are actually much more nervous about if it's going to be easy to hang versus if it's a good tabletop decoration. Maybe that's pretty much assumed. And so now I'm going to, and this is what we did, right? It's not even in this presentation because it's not ready yet, but like now it's just one graphic. It's just, hey, it's super easy to hang, totally overcoming that objection. So now when someone gets there and they're like, okay, I've looked at all these other ones, but I'm not sure if this is going to be easy to hang. Oh, this one, tab number 4. That's how you get your unit session percentage up. Like little tiny wins every time, but people are looking for the same things. Showcase your spooky collection. Yeah, sure. So let's see. I think we're doing okay. 9:08. I think I started at like, I don't know. How am I doing on time,
Yeah,
Megla?
we're good. We're good.
Okay, cool.
We have
So
about 20 minutes.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go through now just some, I have a bunch more examples than I can fit in terms of time here. So I'm just going to go through what I think are some of the best tips that you can implement fast. First thing is showing the product in use in your main image is a slam dunk, right? We can test it every which way. People just like to see it. And so obviously showing the product itself in use, like the apple here being peeled off, is good. But I always think of something in terms of a good, better, best, right? How could I take something but make it better and better and better? And so like if I think good would be product on a white background, better would be the apple getting peeled, but best is the apple getting peeled, the skins are a little bit more cleaned up. But we got the bright apples here. We get rid of this little thing because nobody cares, right? This is the best. So this is, right, there's more features about like what is visually, engaging about this image. So just always be thinking about that. Same thing here, good, better, best. All 3 of these images for this hula hoop are showing the product in use, but this is the best, right? Because it's showing a smiling face, a full body shot, right? So just think about this. You can also use PickFu to help you decide, but you can sometimes also just guess, but PickFu just makes it easier. Yeah, same thing with orientation, right? Like, I don't know why this is the winner, but like PickFu decides it, and like, this stuff makes sense. I think a lot of people know this, so I'm just going to breeze through. The important thing about main images, though, is that whatever you're going to do it fast, because once you start doing something, everyone's going to copy you, and it's going to happen fast. And so an example I have is when I started working on this, concept about a year ago, I could find main images for massage gun on the first page. Some would, not all, but some would look like this. And today everything looks like this. And so the point is, like, eventually people are going to figure out what people want to see: the massage gun and the LED indicator and the attachments in the case. And once people figure it out, then, you know, you can't optimize that much more unless you come up with something radically different. So if your first page doesn't look like this, if all of your competitors' secondary images don't look amazing, do it fast because it's coming. For infographics, we've gone through some of this already. This is like probably the most effective graphic that you can use, probably hands down. Instead of having these big charts that have all these checks and X's, the competitor comparison, just focus on one single feature, right? In this, it's like, okay, our phone holder isn't going to block the view. The competitors is going to block the view. One single feature is all you need. You're just showing that thing, and you're just like a VS or a us versus theirs. It's super powerful, and you can even use it, you know, yeah. I won't even say the other thing, a little bit gray hat. But the other thing too is make sure your graphics stand alone without text. Like this is always a good test to run. Look at this graphic here. And so if I would never tell you anything about it, maybe you would figure it out. Maybe you'd be like, oh, well, with the pop chips, I can eat way more and it's healthier. Maybe you'd figure it out, but maybe you might also get it wrong. And so what I'm always trying to think about with my graphics, a quick audit you can do and have your creative team do is called a 5-second test. And so give someone else the image, someone who doesn't know the product, have them look at the image for 5 seconds, take it away and say, what's the point of that graphic? And so if the person gets it wrong, then a distracted shopper is probably going to get it wrong as well. So it's a quick audit you can do. If I was going to audit this image on the left, if I would only give someone 5 seconds and that goes quick and then say like, what's the point? They're like, I don't know, chips, you know, they might not figure it out. So if you have to reinforce with text, then definitely do it, but definitely, you know, make sure it makes sense. Yeah. This is, if you ever are doing sizing, just make sure there's a point of reference, right? So here you can see how thin something is because you're seeing it in the fingers. Here you can see how long this cable is because you're seeing it extended to the end, right? Sizing dimensions don't make sense unless there's a visual reference point. Really important. Don't waste your graphic, but you probably need one. Okay, so the other things I'll say is, and then I'll wrap it up if there's any questions, but for unit session percentage, how you actually get above 100% is unit session percentage is just a calculation. It's not really conversion rate. It's just a calculation of how many people come to the listing, how many sessions versus how many people buy a product. So if there's 2 people and there's 1 purchase, 50%, 1 person, 1 purchase, 100. And if 1 person buys 2 items, that's a 200% unit session percentage. So if you have a product, holidays are around the corner. If you have a product that's giftable, you know, if you have a product that's large B2B sales, if you have a product that's, you know, people are buying more than one of, if you put a graphic like image number 2 and you're like, hey, special pricing, add 2 plus to cart, or anything that's, hey, like perfect stocking stuffer for Christmas, perfect for the whatever fan in your life, image number 2, that's how you bump that up. And Amazon loves it. Okay. That's, yeah, Megal, I don't know. Are there any questions? I can.
Yeah, not yet. I don't see any questions yet. So guys watching, if you have any questions, let us know, type them in the comments. But yeah, I mean, this is great stuff. And I especially like, you know, the 5-second test. I think that's very interesting. Yeah. So many nice, you know, little tips that you shared with everybody. And I think, I mean, with Amazon, there's so many things that you can change on the listing, but I think the images that you have is probably the most important thing, most important change that you can make that will really affect conversion rates. Because I mean, good images are everything, right? Because especially when people are shopping on mobile, I mean, what they're seeing is basically, you know, they're really deciding whether or not to click through to the listing based on the image. So yeah, it's just so important. Okay, so do you want to unshare or do you have other stuff to go through?
I could do this section real quick on lifestyle images and then I can.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
okay, cool. So, that's like a perfect segue then for lifestyle images for anyone who wants to know. Yeah, this is like really attention to detail stuff. But the thing is, you can really go a long way and it's very disarming just to show someone something that looks good. And so in this example here, like the best way to get very cheap lifestyle images is what's called a monochromatic or a textured a textured flat lay. And so basically you're just getting the product, you're just dropping it on a solid background, and then you just put some props around it. So these are really easy to do. You can just get hardwood from fake hardwood from a department store, fake tile. And yeah, this just looks beautiful, really easy to do. The thing about lifestyle is if you're going to do it, make sure you get it right. So like make sure your models, your props, your everything, your location, it's all matched, right? Because the worst thing that people want to see is like something that doesn't make sense. And then their brain's going to be thinking this looks cheap. Some people have been doing this more and more where they'll do, before they do a lifestyle shoot, because lifestyle shoots can be very expensive, they'll go and get some stock images of the product in use. And they'll say like, hey, which of these scenes best fits, best resonates with you when using this product. And then they'll say, okay, this is the winner, and then try to replicate that, but make it better in the shoot, focusing on the details like, the nails and the purse and, the outfit looks really clean. The last thing that I'll say about images is 3D renders really can go a long way. This is getting more and more popular. So this is just an example here of someone who wanted their product, which is a supplement. They wanted it to look like, okay, I want to do a lifestyle shoot without actually doing one, and put a pop-up shop in an open air mall. So they went and created this model, dropped it in the mall, but then said, okay, this is a little bit dark, right? It's all about the details, right? Like thinking what's going to be the most convincing. So they made the scene a little bit lighter, added some banners, tried it in a different park, but then ultimately ended up on this. And what's very interesting about this whole image is this whole thing is computer generated, right? So the grass, the trees, even the reflection, everything's fake. But if you go inside the store, right, you can get things that look very realistic inside the store, close up. Even things like, putting bottles into people's hands, right? These hands are fake. They're totally not real. So there's really a lot of potential in that technology. I think it's probably pretty quickly replacing a lot that's done in terms of actual photography, but it doesn't work for everything. But yeah, it's a good way to do it without having to ship
Fantastic.
product. So yeah,
That is. So can you talk a little bit more about renders and what kinds of products are they really working for, and how does one go about doing or getting a render done?
Yeah, so basically, if you like, getting a render done is going to make sense. Imagine any product that is injection molded plastic. It's going to make sense because your manufacturer most likely already has an STP file, which is just like an assembly file for how everything is put together. And so you can actually just take that and you can go and send it to any rendering artist and they can spin something up very quick. A lot of products we also sell, there's templates for. So, imagine anything, right? Like if I have this hair gel here, like this is a very standard container size, right? So there's templates for like everything potentially that you can imagine out there. So they tend to be, your manufacturer might already have renders. If not, you can just go to Fiverr, go to Upwork. The thing is, you're going to get what you pay for. So if you get something done really cheap, if you have just a supplement bottle, it might look good. But again, like what I really am looking for is I'm looking for really high attention to detail. So I want the perspective on these things to look correct. I want the lighting to be right. I want the textures to be right. And you can tell when it's not quite real. I'm looking for things that you can't tell the difference between real and fake. And so you'll get what you pay for on Fiverr. I'll say that if you spend about $100, it's probably too low. But if you're in like the $200 to $400, you'll probably get something. And the thing that's really cool about renders is you might pay a lot for the model, but once the model is made, now you've got the model. Now you're just going to pay a per image fee. And if they need to drop it into like a lifestyle or just a white background and change the orientation, change the angle, then they just do it. So like, just invest in the model is what I'm saying. Like go to a place that, or just a high ranked person, but spend the money. And then you can get all of your photography mostly done. And for products,
cool.
like larger the better. And then as well, I'll say last thing, Megla, is like if you have a lot of variations, right? So I talk to a lot of sellers that are like, okay, I've got the same product, but it's a different color variation for like 300 ASINs. And so it's like in that case, don't go and send all of those products to someone to do photography. That would just be insane. Just get one model done for the render and then just change, send over your patterns, your textures, and you can just knock it all out.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great advice. So this is Andy Aykroyd, and he's saying, I love with Anthony. He's always developing and growing, never stagnant. Absolutely. Yeah, he's always at conferences, presenting, he's always sharing great content. So it's like an energy bomb. There we go. So we've got one question. Any checklist to check before going for the product? So I think they're asking about when they're launching a product or product selection. So is that something that you can talk about, Anthony, or?
Yeah, I would just try to make sure that you know, if you've got all other indicators that the product is going to be a winner, right? You've done your homework. Make sure if it's any kind of design-based product that you've validated what the design is, right? Like you can sell, if I'm selling a laundry hamper, for example, there's probably about 1 million different versions of not packaging, but you know, color, fabric that I can have on, handles, handle types. And so just make sure something that you're bringing to market is something that people actually want. Make sure you're testing whatever you have that you're going to be offering against the top selling competitors. Because what I see happen sometimes is people will go in and they're like, okay, you know, I've got this I don't know, this laundry basket, and everyone else has this print, and I'm going to do something that's totally different. And there might be a reason that no one's done that color, right? So just like test it against the competitors before you go out and purchase your inventory. Just see like, hey, would you buy, like if you had this option for laundry hampers, try to figure out who the target market is, run a test. And if yours is performing like in the bottom, maybe don't launch that, because maybe there's a reason that color variation isn't on the top, right? Maybe there's a reason that the current colors are, or the current designs are getting a large amount of the stuff. The other thing too is like if you're launching variations, same thing. I see way too many people. They're like, okay, I have a really good seller. I'm going to go expand my product line. This is what the aggregators want. I'm going to launch some variations, right? And they're like 1K units across 5 different variations, just 1,000, 1,000. They put it out there and they're like 2 do well. And then the rest 3, they have all this extra inventory. Just go and run a test first, right? And if 2 are top performers or 1's top performer, start with that, or order inventory in accordance with the drop off, right? So you order like 1,000 of the top performers, but then you're like, okay, the ones that got 30% of the votes, I'm going to like get 300 units if I can, just for those. Cause I know I'll sell a little, but the demand clearly isn't as much as it's going to be for the higher performers, you know? So just be smart about it. You get some data before just like, I'm going to spend 10 grand on inventory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally makes sense. Any other questions for Anthony? Type them in the comments now and let us know if you have any questions for Anthony. So tell us a little bit more about PickFu, Anthony. Some people might not be familiar with how PickFu works and how powerful it is basically to not only validate products, but also, you know, of course, images. And what else can people test with PickFu, and how does it work? Do you want to just give an introduction?
Sure. PickFu is it's just basically a digital focus group. So it's a way that sellers can get in touch with an audience of people, ask them questions. If you're in the sourcing and the launching phase, if you're launching a new product, you're expanding an existing product line, think about this like if Motorola is like, hey, we're going to launch a new phone, their team probably doesn't just say, hey, what's the first idea that we have, and then take that to market, right? They do a lot of testing. They do a lot of focus groups. And so PickFu is just a platform where you can pretty much instantly, it just takes 5 minutes to set up. You can run tests. You can get ideas for like, hey, what do you think about this product? What do you think about this packaging? What do you think about this image? And so pretty much anything that you can see visually, you can upload into PickFu and people vote on it. And then they give you detailed feedback as to why they chose it. And so you can use that to guide your creative process. I think we do have a code.
And we are going to be giving away 5 $50 PickFu or basically vouchers, $50 credits for PickFu at the end of this session. So not now. We have a couple of more presentations, and at the end of the session, we're going to be doing a quiz, and we're going to give away 5 $50 credits for PickFu. So stick around until the end of this session for that. And Anthony, did you have a code for everybody as well in case they want to go use PickFu? And I think it's that the code is basically for first-time users, right? They get a 50% discount on their first PickFu poll. So if you do have a code, that'd be great. We can share it now, or we can send it out to people who have registered for the summit later as well. That's totally fine. And we'll also be sharing all of the slides. So in case you have not registered already, please go ahead and do that at globalsources.com/summit. You can see the URL scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and register. You'll get all of the slides. You'll get all of the replays very well organized and indexed. And you'll also be able to join our Telegram group. So definitely go ahead and do that. So I'm just also going to show you, PickFu. So pickfu.com, that's the URL in case you want to check it out. Go to pickfu.com to see that. Okay, and so we were going to share the code later after we're done, we're going to share the code with everybody who's registered for the summit. So if you do want a discount on PickFu, go ahead and register for the summit, and we'll be able to do it. We'll be able to send it out to you later. Okay, so let's see. I have tried to use my first time code for 3 follow-ups and it didn't fly. Yeah, it's only for the first one.
Yeah, but just figure out, maybe you'll win one of the prizes, you know?
Yeah, you'll probably be able to win one of the prizes for sure. Okay, cool. Well, Anthony, thank you so much for your time today. Really good insights, really good presentation. So thank you so much, and we'll see you around.
Thanks so much, Megala.
All right, take care. Bye. Okay, so let's move on to a supplier session. We've got a product highlight session coming up. And oops. I think there's a problem with your microphone, Thao. We hear a lot of static. We hear a lot of disturbance in your microphone. Can you please check and make sure that your mic is okay? No, the mic is not working, Thao. No, the mic is not working. Can you hear me? No, Thou, I'm muting you because there's a lot of disturbance in the mic. We cannot hear you. So you need to change the mic. Use a different microphone. Yeah, use the mic that's on the computer. I think that might be better. Maybe your battery is low. Can you talk now?
Okay, is it better? Yes.
Yeah, come closer to the mic.
Is it better, Megala?
Yes, I think so.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. That's better. So Thou, go ahead and introduce your company and show us your products.
Thank you, Megala. Hi, everyone. My name is Dao. I'm a sales manager of the Vietnam Craft. If you're looking for a long-term partnership or a trusted supplier for handicraft in Vietnam, I'm sure that we can work together. People, especially Amazon seller, love working with us thanks for 3 reasons. First, it's very easy to working with us and to start. We have a very small and flexible MOQ. We also can customize and optimize product based on customer requirement. Second, we have experience. Well, thanks for 20 years working in handicraft and home decor industry. We also know very clearly about the Amazon FBA requirement for a product packaging, for product specification. So now we can help our customer to deliver the goods to Amazon warehouse very smoothly. We also sometimes support our customer with a photo lifestyle background photo that meet all the part requirement of the platform to sell, and sometimes story of our artisans, so you can marketing the product to your customer. Last and the most important, people love us because of our product. As you can see below me is our product range. Our product range diversified from rug like this. We have area rug, doormat, runner, and placemat. We also do basket, all kind of basket, storage baskets, hamper, blender, and drawer, and anything a basket that we need in house. We also do some gold decoration. Yeah, I know that is very trendy now on Amazon and other platforms. Yeah, we have diversified wall hanging items that you can choose from. And today I want to emphasize how our product different to the others. This is what you receive, what your customer receive from you if you buy this from us. It is well designed product, high quality finishing because it's made by hand by our best artisans, and it's very easy to use. So custom strong and customized as customer needs. Yeah, so yeah, it can be safe like this, and it's the key point that I want to present. It's foldable. So customer can save their space in house. They can put under the bed or in the storage that it could save a lot of space. And it's not the end. The product when it comes from our workshop to Amazon warehouse, it looks like this. It's also the hammer, but it looks like this. I know that you know that it means a lot, especially in the situation when the logistic face a lot of challenge and the shipping fee is so high. With this foldable function, it can save 80% of your shipping fee from Vietnam to Amazon warehouse and save 50% of your FBA fee as well as storage fee when you're selling on the online platform. And yeah, I think that it's just one example of our product. We have many products that not only style, we can fit in rustic style, boho style, minimalism, Scandinavian, and it's also made to e-commerce friendly, like safe space, or we have the combo product that you can see. You can fit a lot of product in just a small space. So I think that with that kind of function and specification, our product is the first choice that you should think when you want to start your business on Amazon. Yeah, if you want to know more about product or our company, please do not hesitate to visit our site on Global Source. I would love to receive your inquiry. Thank you very much. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. Very happy.
Yeah. That was a really good presentation. Thank you so much, Thao. And I really like how you focused on Amazon sellers and you really explained, the things that Amazon sellers are looking for. So they want to save costs when transporting products, and they're looking for small orders as well. So really good. And guys, check out their website. So the website URL is correct. Somebody was saying in the comments that the website URL is not working, but I've just checked it. It does work. I've also posted the website URL in the chat. So wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, just go look in the chat in the comment section, and you should be able to click on the link from there. So check out their company. Yeah.
I will come up now and I will take the link. So guys, if you want to contact us, please follow the class or to get our correct website link.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the correct website link. So definitely go ahead and check them out. All right, Thao, thank you so much for your time today. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
See you. Okay, that was a very interesting company, and we're moving on to the next session. We've got Christina coming back from Amazon Social. And welcome back, Christina.
Hello. That was a short break.
Yeah, a short break for sure. So now we start with the real stuff, right? So let's go ahead and do you want to share slides? You have some slides that you prepared?
I have some slides, but I think from the very beginning, the people keep asking me already. I had like 15, 20 messages in my DM, and they all keep asking, please answer this question. So I have a list of the question, and I think we're just gonna provide the information that probably gonna change someone else's business. To be more profitable, to be more efficient, and I'm gonna try to squeeze as much knowledge as I can into this, and we're gonna go through the questions that I actually received. So as I said,
let's do that.
Yes. So as I said, the most popular question recently everywhere is the question about the reviews. So during fourth quarter especially, that the people who have more reviews, the BCR is lower, their conversion rates are better, and they do pop up more often on the first page. So let's look at the reviews as the direct voice of the customers, direct voice of the consumer. That is the direct communication with your brand toward the end of the consumer and their experience with that. So how do the Amazon sellers get the reviews in 2022? First of all, I want all of you to make sure you're using all the free tools that here for us as Amazon sellers is the review button request, is the Vine program, early reviewer program. All of those you can use either when you launching the product or during the relaunch and restart your ASIN from the very beginning. When it comes to the question, how do we actually engage with the audience through the social media in order to get the reviews on your Amazon listing? We've come up with a couple ideas during my product launches, brand launches in 2020, 2021. I want to show you I want to tell you about two of my experience. It's the toy brand that's called Panda Brothers Toys, and the other one it's called Prognology. So let's start with the Prognology. Prognology is the maternity clothing brand, and the mission of this brand to create clothing that lasts from the first month, the first trimester, all the way to the postpartum. So we're talking about 9 months comfortable clothing, and the trick is that there is 5 items, 5 clothing pieces that the person can buy for $100. So in order to get this information to the audience at the very beginning of the product launch, it's very hard through the Amazon. So what have stimulated me to go into Instagram, into social media, start promoting, start talking, start engaging is the idea that there is no other way. So I was stuck. I knew that more than 30 SKUs are coming, and there is no way I can even get the real feedback from the customer. I wanted to see how it fit in, like on month 4, on month 5, on month 6. So what we created, we started looking for the moms using the following hashtags, let's say gender reveal party or pregnancy announcement. That way we're seeing that we creating the pool of people that's going to be our warm audience next 3 to 6 months. That way, analyzing the geographics, analyzing the hashtags that influencers have been using, we've been able to get, I think, around 300, 400 people that we've been actually following, putting them likes, and start sending them the messages if they would like to collaborate with us. The first idea that we used, we've been asking them the opportunity, if they want to join this opportunity, to become a brand ambassador. So the brand ambassador means that wherever they have a chance to talk about us, if it's appropriate, if it's something that they feel like they like the product, we want to stimulate them. We want to encourage them to talk about our brand. And to sign up bonus for the brand ambassador program was $100. So those $100 were the money that only could be used on buying the product through the Amazon for those 5 pieces that they need. So we got the pool of brand ambassadors that they received their money that they spent on the clothing items, and approximately within 30 days 40 days period, we've seen a huge increase in customer engagement. So we started to see tons of stories with mention in Prognology, tons of content on Facebook and Instagram. People start taking nice pictures, tagging us, as well as we followed up and asked them if there is an opportunity, they can also do the videos and see the measurements, and maybe if they feel like, give us the review on Amazon. So this thing with the Prognology worked really nice, and for the initial launch, I do recommend communicating with your audience, and depending on your needs, if at that moment you need reviews, or maybe you just need you have the unique product and you want to create a little buzz so the people would start talking about your product, sharing the ideas, and see how actually it performs in real life, using social media channels, social media influencers, connecting with them, talking to them, actually engaging in them, asking them if they liked, if they don't like, what they would change, what is their feedback about the experience, overall experience of you as the company. That is the key thing. And also there is other things that I want to talk about is usage of the attribution links. So when you want to promote, and the cheapest way to promote, let's say on Instagram right now, are the stories. So if you have more than 10,000 followers on your brand, make sure that you're using the attribution link, that after that, when people click on that, proceed with the purchase, you're going to start receiving brand referral bonuses. And they do appreciate it a lot when they see the traffic that is coming from the social media. So that works a lot. And when it comes to the reviews, so they do consider those reviews that left by the people, the influencers, Amazon influencers are one of the most important ones in terms of how high they're ranking. So there is a special rank when they do rank the reviewers on Amazon. Majority of them, 90% of them, those Amazon influencers, that they're very, very, very active on social media platforms like Instagram, like YouTube, and other social media platforms, when people do engage and do communicate with each other. So the second question is, what are the trends that we might see in 2022, and we don't have to, but like we have to definitely implement them in our marketing strategy. So I keep talking recently a lot about the Pinterest, and Pinterest is going to the next level. They just announced that in 2022 they want to implement the buyable pins. That is big step forward, because before it was not visible on Pinterest. You have to follow the links and to proceed. It was more of the visual content. Right now, if they will have the opportunity to create collages, to get the data from from the brands that the people can use, reuse, repeat, and at the same time they provide the opportunity to buy, definitely jump in on that right now. Create your brand profile on Pinterest. Do use as many pins as you can, retag your competitors wherever you see the content that is valuable, the part of your brand strategy and your branding. Pin that as well as the part to drive more traffic to your board. So the other trends we see popular as well is the videos. The videos on Amazon keep increasing their value since 2019. So every year, more and more engagements are coming from the user-generated content in the form of the video. So they've been doing the survey that 84% of people, they're more likely to proceed with the purchase when they see the video, how exactly the product is in real life. If this is some clothing item, they do want to see how it fits. If this is something that a toy, they want to see the child playing. So we do encourage you to use as much as you can videos, both in the listings of your products. It's on the 6 or 7 is the 6 or 7 picture. Put the videos that you can get from the user generated content from Instagram. Many people on Instagram, they do love to create videos, and if you just send the product for free for them, you can try it for don't go hundreds, try 3-5 products, send for free to the people that you like how they do in videos, and check it out. When you see how good it is, you will be able to work with some designers that could do the whole panel over the user experience with your product or with your whatever you're selling on Amazon. When we're
Right.
talking about
I just wanted to, talk a little bit about Pinterest before you go further. So, I think Pinterest is just so interesting, and there's a lot of Amazon sellers that I see focusing on Pinterest. But how does somebody start, and what are some strategies that you see are working on Pinterest to drive traffic? Because Pinterest is also, it's a gigantic search engine, and there's so much content, there's so many pins. It's really easy to kind of get lost. But what are some strategies to drive traffic to your Amazon listing and to build a community on Pinterest?
So the most important thing you need to understand right now, Pinterest is one of the sources where Amazon actually allows you to share the pin of that exact item from Amazon on Pinterest. Amazon is very skeptical about bringing the traffic outside of the Amazon. So you can already see the value in that when you go to your A+ EBC content, and you will see underneath the pictures there is the share text, so you can share that on Pinterest. So the more people would share your product, your brand, your storefront on Pinterest, the more your brand will be recognized in the eyes of the Amazon. They do have interesting things. In Pinterest, we see that there is a very good trends that everybody has to follow, especially when we're talking about kitchen, when we're talking about early education, educational toys in general, decor, appliances, cosmetics. So those are the stuff that when someone as regular consumer in search of ideas, for example, we're talking about the decor, like we want to decorate the kitchen, so we go ahead on Pinterest and start scrolling, like, oh wow, this is that color, like this is rustic, like let's say this is all the colors, and here the items start showing up. So this might be a good spatula that I've never seen before. Wow, cool, so let's check this spatula. So those are those all ideas that you see on Pinterest, they are given the traffic. Actually, people, if they see them on Pinterest, they will go ahead and do the checkout from this item on Amazon, because they will be doing the research where the price is better, and on Amazon most of the time the price is better when they start comparing what else are the products in those collages. The other thing for Pinterest that is good is the opportunity to build and to understand your semantic platform of your keywords, of your audience. Like you can see the ideas. If you, for example, an Amazon brand trying to create more products, launch new product, develop the product line, you can actually get some good insights of what people are looking from your Pinterest, so from your pins. If there is, you can see in the boards what people have the most views, how many people keep subscribing and seeing the where else you're pinning. So this is the huge search engine that provides you both inside and outside insights of the product and its performance in real world. So there is plenty of things and small tricks you can do with Pinterest right now, but it all involves deep understanding of your audience, what exactly their interest is in your product. Like, you cannot just start posting spatulas, right? You have to think deep and analyze the behavior in what situation this exact spatula would work. It's either baking, or it's the one like non-stick when you're cooking, or when it comes to the toys, like if people, like one of my brands is Panda Brothers. It's educational toys, Montessori toys. We are not able to post it with like the stuffed toys for the babies and in these things. So you have to see where the wave is, who else is posting about Montessori, in which ways they're posting about it. Analyzing your competition will also give you big insights of how to market it, how to post it, and how to promote it. And there are many things that you will learn about Pinterest after you first start creating your pins and adding other pins that are correlated with your product or with your brand, to your brand.
Makes sense. Thank you for that. So, yeah, you can go ahead. Then you were talking about videos when I interrupted you.
Yeah, so I said about the videos that we see the huge conversion rates everywhere we use videos. Either we're promoting the videos underneath as the product reviews videos, or in your product description is coming from the brand. They convert the most, and this is something that people like. And what else matters here is they like videos that are generated by the same exact users as they are. So if the mom is looking for, let's say, a new storage bin, like she would be looking at other moms advertising those storage bins, how they used it, how they put it, what are the decor they put it in, what are the sizes, and how they see it in their everyday life. So when we talk about getting videos from the influencers, in Amazon, you cannot ask the people, please, or beg them to leave you the video review of your product. This is the only way to do that, and the only opportunity to engage with the customer is through the Instagram, and you can get those Amazon influencers to actually post the videos as the product reviews, and those are the ones that, as I said, convert a lot. In order for you to get those, you don't have to run around and search for those big influencers that charge crazy amount of money. Start with the small micro influencers, people who have less than 3,000 followers. All influencers of any size matter for your brand, whether it's mom from somewhere, stay-at-home mom, or that's a very cool fashion blogger. They all do matter, and you never know how and when they advertise that it's gonna convert. I've seen crazy stories that we've been talking about with Megla and Cassandra the other day when we had the social media tricks in 2022. So we see crazy amount of the conversion from the influencers that have less than 1,000 followers, but they are all of those 1,000 followers, they were actually followers, and they've been searching for this mom. It was the tight community of people who like using Instapots, the stuff for the cooking. So they've been so tight with each other, they've been following each other. And when one of our customers sent some cooking gadget to one of the ladies, and she started to do the videos and posting them in their stories, like he was able to sell some crazy amount of units within 24 hours, right after one small influencer that made a video about that. So this is the clear example, like how important to identify those influencers and engage with them and actually talk to them. Big influencers might tell you no, we're not going to promote it. It was only cost $800, $1,000. So in this scenario, what we did and what worked actually really good for us, try to be creative and think outside the box. How would you present your product to the person that can actually do a good content with that? So in order to ask for the content, you also have to provide the content, something to work with. You need to understand that those influencers that are on camera, they're live on camera 24/7, they are in a huge need of the content. They're waiting for something interesting, something cute, cool, whatever, come to them so they can start taking pictures, they can start doing stories or stuff like that. I like the example that we use, the creative strategy from one of our brands is we bought some butterflies on the one that are jumping when you open in the box. So you have to actually package very tight, and then when the influencers were opening those packages, we only asked them for the address. If you want, please post the story. If no, like that's fine. We just appreciate you, we love you, here is the small gift for us as appreciation gift. So all of those influencers that received this cool box with the butterfly coming out when they open it and with the cute note, everybody posted that, and it gave such a big boost with $0 spent. So this is the idea. If you want to talk to influencers, if you want to work with them and you need something from them, be creative, think outside of the box. What are the ways to grab their attention? What would they, as the customers, as the person, would love to receive from you? And this is the note for all Amazon sellers. We are in the Q4. The Thanksgiving is right across the corner. There is New Year's coming, so keep sending, package your products nicely and just send them to the influencers. Identify those influencers that are important to your brand visibility, that you know that the majority of their followers are your audience. Start sending them small packages for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Believe me, something coming out of heart, and when they understand they didn't that the person sending that not really asking for something, they just did it because they like it, they're gonna talk about you. They will post about you or do small video, or at least take a picture with this and send it to you saying thank you, and then you can reuse this picture on your social media, on your Amazon post, and that's going to bring you huge conversions, because especially those influencers whose faces are really famous in your thematic audience. Okay, so what else we have to discuss today?
And everybody watching, let us know if you have any questions about social media, what channels are working, what strategies are working on which channel. There's just so much going on in social media, and Amazon nowadays loves external traffic. So this is a great way to drive external traffic. And you can also with the brand referral bonus, you can also earn some money by driving traffic to your own listing.
And they already start disbursement of those brand referral bonuses. So we do highly suggest everybody to start using them instead of things that the links we used to be doing before, two-step URLs. We don't know what's going to happen next. They were very strict and persistent. So in order for your product not to get in the shadow ban, what they keep scaring us, we do suggest using attribution links, and that will exact by itself give you the crazy amount of data, what converts, what not converts in this advertising, how many clicks, how many impressions you made with this or that campaign that been followed by the attribution link. So I think that is the good thing, and everybody definitely have to use it at the part of their marketing strategy.
Right. So Peter is asking, what is the price of their two packages? Do you want to quickly talk about the two packages?
Yes, sure. So we have two packages. It's a silver package and the gold package. Both of the packages are done for you. Social media completely done for you. You don't have to do anything. We will take care of the content creation. We'll take care about the posting. 3 times a week we will be doing posts on all social media channels. Every day we will be posting stories.
Oops, what happened? Where did she go? Christina, you there? We're having a lot of tech issues today, aren't we? Let's just wait for her to come back. Well, you're back, Christina, but we can't hear you yet. Oh, we can't hear you. Can you just check your mic? Can't hear you. I think you have to adjust the mic. Maybe just click on the gear icon at the bottom and then make sure that the correct mic is selected. I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yep. You're back now.
I'm so sorry about that.
No worries. Okay,
So,
go for it.
Coming back to the
Oh, looks like she has an unstable connection. So let me quickly talk about the packages here, Peter. So there are two packages, silver and gold, and the silver package is basically for $500 a month, and then the gold package is $100 a month, and they're also giving a discount where if you sign up before November 24th, they're actually giving a 20% lifetime discount on all of the packages. And so, Christina, you back? You're sideways now.
Hello. No,
Yeah,
nothing.
we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Oh, she's gone. So let me just quickly go to the website and show you guys how it works. So there are two packages as of now, and because they've just started, so they're offering like a discounted package for founding members for a couple of months. So the first silver package is for $500, and then gold package is for $1,000, and you get a 20% lifetime off if you sign up before November 24th. And in terms of what's included, so this is the silver package, which is $500 per month. And so they do Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Amazon posts. That's something that they do that is, quite effective nowadays. So, Christina, you there?
Yes, thank you so much. Sorry for that.
Okay, no problem.
I don't know
Yeah.
why not the connection today. It's an important presentation, and keep getting me out.
It's okay. Okay, go for it. I just went to your website and I was going over the silver package.
Yeah, so as you
go
can
ahead.
see, both of those packages on the website, they do describe everything that we do. And as the bonus, we also, it's not described here, but we also can create the Shopify website for you absolutely for free for both of those packages. The only difference between them is that the one that is $1,000, it's a bulk package. It includes our communication with all of your audience. So we do communicate with the influencers depending on your needs. So either you're in need of reviews, video reviews, content, in general brand awareness, either if you want comparison chats, videos, or you're working with, let's say, YouTubers that you want as much advertising of your product in the comments. So everything we do work and we do negotiate on your behalf with your audience, with the influencers, and we do keep in touch with you on every step of the way during those marketing strategy decisions that we do while onboarding your brand.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is what the package includes, and you guys can go to the website as well, Amazon-social, to check it out. So Andy's asking, is that per month? So that's per
Yes.
month, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because social media is something that you need to be consistent with, and you have to do it on a regular basis. Otherwise, it does not work. It really does not work. And to build a community takes time. It's not something that you can do overnight. You have to be consistent, you have to provide value, you have to create fans of your brand. So that's something that you have to do consistently on a regular basis.
And this is also very important. Understand that all Amazon sellers, they're so stuck with the selling on Amazon, with PPC, with the listing, with the shipping, with creating new products. They never have actual time to sit and concentrate to create the strategy and stick to it. Not really brand owners or just regular VAs on your team have the opportunity create good convertible content with the good graphics and the good copywritings and keep posting every single day, putting likes, collaborating and doing that. So that's why big brands, they already not only have all marketing social media team on board, they keep creating even the applications where the let's say where the customers can communicate with each other or like do the customer experience journey for them. So this is essential part for creating the brand strategy for Amazon sellers in 2022. And please, guys, don't miss out and try to do even a little bit of the social media presence for your brand, because the sooner you start doing that, the better results will be.
Awesome. So Christina, did you have anything else that you wanted to share, for your presentation? Or was
Do
that
you have
it?
any questions? No?
Yeah, let us know if you have any questions, guys. We also have a mega prize that Amazon Social is sponsoring. So at the end of the last session of Global Sources Summit, which is basically the final session, the grand finale, we're going to be giving away 2 mega prizes. And one of those prizes is a gold package from Christina for 1 month. So you're going to get 1 month gold package worth $1,000 completely free. And after the 1 month, you can decide if you want to continue or not. That's totally up to you. There's no pressure to continue, so but you get that. And then the second mega prize that we have is from Global Sources. So this is for a 3-night stay at a hotel in Hong Kong for one of the Global Sources trade shows. And of course, it depends, if we're going to be able to travel or not in next April. But you can redeem the prize in April or for the next shows as well in October. So whenever we're able to travel, if you do come to Hong Kong for the Global Sources shows, then we're giving you a free hotel stay. So that's the second mega prize that you're going to be able to win at the end of Global Sources Summit, which is tomorrow, session 5. So, okay, I don't see any questions. Okay, wait. Does the package involve setting up an Amazon account?
Unfortunately, no, I'm sorry.
No.
Yes. So when it comes to the Amazon account and registering brand registry, because we cannot do it if your brand is not brand registered, we cannot do it. We cannot do anything on your store. You have to have Amazon account. Your brand has to have a brand registry on Amazon, and you do have to set up a store on Amazon. So that is something that we can advise you how to do that if you have questions, but that is not the part of the package.
Yeah. And Abby, if you're just starting out, then this package is not for you because you need to focus on setting up your account and you need to focus on finding products to sell and going through the entire process, listing your products, doing your photographs, doing your PPC. And then once you've decided on what products you're going to sell, once you've decided on the brands, then you go get brand registry, you get your brand trademarked, and then you start with your social media and to drive external traffic. So if you're just starting out, this is not for you. When you consider a VA will cost you a similar amount as gold, this is reasonable. Absolutely. And a VA in the US, of course, will cost more than that, I think. But a VA in, like, if you want a VA in the Philippines or, maybe some of the other countries, then yes, they might cost about this. And a good VA. I mean, you could also go to Upwork, but, Christina, you can talk a little bit more about this.
Yeah,
but
we
it's
have
definitely more expensive, yeah.
where it says that we can save you around $4,000. So in order to get a good copywriter, because lots of whatever we're doing should have the consumer-friendly, readable texts. In order to do that, it should be the U.S. Born person writing that with some good skills of writing. And also we do use many software that helps to understand the customer behavior. So first of all is the copywriter. Copywriter is one of the most important things. So the good copywriter part-time would cost you around $800. When we talk about the graphic designers even part-time, they're around $1,000, $1,000, can be even $1,500 for the part-time. Then we're talking about the content creator. Someone has to create the content, put it in list. Let's say on Monday we're doing call of action, on Wednesday we're doing asking the engagements and talking with influencers, what do they think? Like this is the content creator, this special position, special job that's again around $500 all the way up to $2,000, the content creation. And the brand manager, that the one that actually post the stories, he sees what are the engagements, so he pulls out the data of what was working, what was not. So every 2 weeks our clients get the spreadsheet of what has been converting. Let's say we want to understand when we post an Amazon post what the conversion rate, what is the engagement, what they like more. So if they like more lifestyle, we do start posting lifestyle. If they like more cool graphics or maybe how to use or helpful tips with this product, we start using that. So there is always someone has to actually track what's going on and be in charge of the whole everyday processes. So it's at least 4 people. In order to do a good campaigns for all the channels, you need 4 people, and this is the minimum of $4,000, which you saving so much with only $1,000 during sign up with Amazon Social, and you don't have to spend that much money, and already be working with the team of professional people that know the needs of the Amazon sellers, how you want to be marketed, and what are your ultimate goals.
So here's a question from Evie. Does anyone know how to find VAs from the Philippines, more for social media management? That was a website you can advise the position, but I can't seem to find it. So any suggestions for this in case? Okay.
Upwork is the best.
So Evie, you can try Upwork, but consider, yeah, that's another one. But also consider Amazon Social, because if you're just starting out, if you're looking for just some basic postings, then the $500 package is really good. And if you sign up, within the next 10 days, then you get 20% off lifetime. So I think that's a good deal. I mean, you can do comparison. Go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, see how much a VA costs over there, what they can do, and then come back and compare it with Amazon Social, and then just go for whatever you think is the most value. But if you are in that position where you are looking for a VA from the Philippines to do this, I think you should consider Amazon Social as well.
You actually
yeah, absolutely. It totally makes sense to do that, right? Which program do you recommend for setting up the initial Amazon account? So Abby, this is something that you need to do yourself, and it's quite easy to do it. It seems a bit daunting if you're new, but just follow Amazon's instructions. It's a very easy step-by-step process, and the most important thing is to provide all the documents that they are requesting, and make sure that all the documents have the information on all the documents is consistent and it's the same. That's the most common reason for rejections of Amazon accounts, because a lot of these documents are actually checked by their bots. And if they don't find that the information is consistent, then it's automatically rejected by the bot. Then a human has to review all of the information, and that takes time. So make sure that your documents are very clearly scanned, all the information is consistent across documents, and you'll be totally fine. It doesn't take a long time for Amazon accounts to be set up. And go ahead and try to do that. Of course, it depends on which country you are in. I mean, there are certain countries where they don't allow sellers to sell from, but most of the countries, they do allow people to sell from. So yeah, check that out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to give away some prizes, and Christina, stick with us for the next 5 minutes. So we've got some prizes to give away, and we're going to be giving away 5 prizes, and the prizes are 5 $50 credits for PickFu. So we heard Anthony talk about PickFu earlier. It's a really good tool to test your product images and other things for your Amazon listing. Very easy way to do A/B testing. And so regardless of whether you are a new user or you're an existing user, you can use these credits. Okay, so Andy, you were initially saying you tried to use your other PickFu code as a new user, whereas you're not a new user. So you can probably try winning one of these codes over here, or these credits. And but apart from this, we are going to be emailing another code to everybody who registered for the summit, and that is for $50 off, or 50% off your first PickFu poll, and that's only for new users. That is not for existing users. But these $50 credits is for anybody. Okay, guys, so let's get started with our questions. We're going to be asking 5 questions, and remember that you can use Google, and the first person to get the answer correct is going to win the prize. So make sure that you're fast and you're quick. And yes. All right, here is your first question. What does DDP stand for? You can't reply, Christina. So here is your question. What does DDP stand for? And type in the comments, let us know. If you're sourcing from China, Asia, anywhere, you should know this. And we have a winner, Caroline Wong, delivery duty paid. Yes, exactly. Correct, Caroline. Congratulations. You won $50. So delivery duty paid is basically when your supplier manages your shipment until the destination country. So that is delivery duty paid. Okay, congrats. Let's move on to the next one. So here is your second question. Okay, now if you're watching the summit, this should be easy for you, but let's see. What is the website URL of Global Sources Virtual Summit? This should be an easy one. So let's see who gets it first. And we've been showing the URL throughout the summit, and it's like all over our marketing, it's everywhere. But let's see who gets it first. I've done easy questions this time because for session 1, I had a couple of tough questions, Christina, and then people couldn't answer them. So I was like, okay, I think it needs to be easier. And there's also a slight delay because when we are streaming on StreamYard, it takes about 10-15 seconds for the video to appear on social media, on Facebook or YouTube, wherever people are watching. So then we have to sit here and wait for people to reply. So some people are responding to the previous question now, delivery duty paid. But come on, guys, what is the website URL of Global Sources Virtual Summit? I've been telling you to go register on that website so that you can get all of the speakers' slides. So type in the comments what is the website URL of Global Sources Virtual Summit for a $50 credit from PickFu. Come on, guys. Is anybody there? There are so many people watching. Maybe they're just... You can go Google as well if you want to. type in Global Sources Summit. But it's a short URL, globalsources.com. And there's something else after that. Okay, I don't see any answers yet. That's very strange. I hope this is working, Christina. Can somebody check if we are live at on YouTube? We are, right? Okay. That's strange. Okay, Caroline, Summit. Yes, that's right. globalsource.com/summit. Congratulations, Caroline. So you won 2 PickFu credits worth $50. Awesome. Okay, cool. Now, number 3. So get ready, guys. Get ready, guys. How much lifetime discount is Amazon Social giving if you sign up by November 24th? Come on, this is an easy one, okay? This is really easy. We've been talking about this for the last hour or so. So how much discount do you get from Amazon Social? And this is a lifetime discount. What is the number? How much discount do you get if you sign up before? Yay, we have a winner. Baiju Lal, congratulations. Yes, that was an easy one. So a lot of people are saying 20%, yes. But Baiju, you were the first to get it, so congratulations. Okay, awesome. So let's move on to the next one. And this is question number 4. Okay, you guys ready? Name any one speaker from our e-commerce Outlook 2022 session earlier today. So if you were with us from the beginning of this session, we had a panel discussion about e-commerce trends in 2022 with 3 speakers. Name any one of them. Name any one of them. Andy is saying I'm a 2-finger typer. He's slow. Name any one panelist, any one speaker or industry expert who was at our panel discussion earlier today. And we had some leading e-commerce experts on the panel. They have been selling for years, decades, and we have a winner. Andy, Kevin King. Yes, congratulations, Andy. $50 for you. Okay, awesome. So let's move on to the last question. We've got a couple other people saying Stephen. Stephen was on yesterday's session, not today's, Pia. Okay, so last one. Now this has got to be easy. This is super easy. What does FBA stand for in Amazon FBA? And if you don't know, you can go Google, but I'm sure everybody knows this. But be fast. What does FBA stand for in Amazon FBA? Guys, you've got to be faster. I'm seeing people reply for the previous question now. And okay. Oh, well, Caroline was the first. Caroline was the first to say fulfillment by Amazon. Okay, Caroline, I'm going to give this to you. You've been really fast. So, Caroline, this is the 3rd PickFu credit that you're getting for $50. So. Awesome. And there are a lot of other people commenting as well. Abby, Andy, Debbie. Okay, but Caroline has fast fingers. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so those are the 5 prizes that we had to give away. So we'll be in touch with you. Or actually, guys, I need to say this. You need to send us an email at summitinfo@globalsource.com so that we can connect you to Anthony of PickFu. Because if you're on Facebook, we can reach out to you. But if you're on YouTube, there's no way for us to reach out to you. So send us an email, just a quick email at summitinfo@globalsource.com and let us know that you won a prize, and then we'll connect you to Anthony from PickFu. Take a screenshot of this or just write down this email address. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of session 3 of Global Sources Summit. We still have 2 more sessions to go, a lot more content, more suppliers. So join us for session 4, which is, if you're in Asia, Australia, it's later tonight. It's 8 p.m. Singapore time. And if you're in the US, it's tomorrow morning. So join us for that as well. And then we've got the last session after that, which is Thursday morning in Asia, Australia, and Wednesday evening in the US. So thank you everybody for joining us. Christina, thank you so much for both your sessions. Thank you to Amazon Global for sponsoring Global Sources Summit. We really appreciate it, and I'll see you around.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.